Gets muted. What's up, everybody? Today is a special day. I normally don't show up on Wednesdays. We'll have the drive time this Friday and insomnia this Saturday night. But, however, why I'm doing the Smoke Lounge today is because it's a special day today. We have a schedule release. We have some leaks. And, yeah, let's talk about it. Hopefully, everything comes to fruition. We're scheduled to have 5 primetime games, and including the international games. So sit back, relax. We'll be back. And yeah, man. Smoke Lounge, of course, I got my cigar. Can't wait for that shit. But we'll be back.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
Hey, everybody. So what's going on, man? Hope y'all having a great day. Shout out to Scott Jackson, my main man, Dad Dean, Kevin Lee, member in this bitch, Raphael Courtwright, what's going on? Daniel Berry Sports. Hey, Scott Jackson. So Indy Week 1. Yes. I'm glad you brought that up, and I'm glad you're here because, yeah, I already spoke to I got a buddy of mine who lives in Indianapolis, so I stay at his house. Me and him, we've had a tradition. This is going to be our 3rd game. We went to the Hard Rock. It was the week that we honored not Brian Flores, Don Shula. We were playing Jacoby. It was Jacoby Brissett versus a banged up Carson Wentz. That was the first game me and him went to. We saw me and my homeboy. He lived in the west coast of Florida for a little bit, so we had a tradition of going to Dolphin Indy games. So yeah, I will be in Indianapolis week 1 for sure. if the schedule pans out like it says it's going to pan out. Vamos Gatos. That's right, Dad Dean. Shout out to you, man. Let's go, Cats. Week 2, we are in the we're hosting the Patriots. Then we're going to Buffalo for Thursday night football. Then the Jets Monday night football. So 2 back-to-back primetime games and divisional games. Again, this is Big E. Take this with a grain of salt. If anything, don't buy your tickets yet. Just hold off until the official one comes out tonight. But this is just a teaser, I guess, if this is real. Then week 5, we're going to the Panthers. Then we'll be hosting the Chargers. Then we got 2 back-to-back road games, Atlanta and Browns and Atlanta. Then we have another primetime game where we host 3 home games. Well, actually, one is in Madrid, but Ravens, Bills. Then we go to Madrid. Then we have our bye week. We come home to the Saints. Then we have 2 away games, the Jets and Pittsburgh. Then 2 back-to-back. Then we host Cincinnati and Buccaneers, and then we end the season in New England. So, yeah, man. Hey, I'm excited to meet you, Scott Jackson. Hell yeah. There's some other people too that I'm excited to meet. Indianapolis is a nice place. So I wonder how from what I hear it's not that bad in the summertime either. Yeah, I think they're gonna Yeah, it will be surprising. Listen, I don't know about you guys, but I like when I wake up from doing an episode of Insomnia. I wake up usually around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and then boom, you got football waiting for me. That's what I like, man. Look, I don't know about y'all, man, but I definitely like a good 1 o'clock game. For sure, man. 84 degrees. Damn, that's nice. Y'all probably don't have that humidity either, so. What sucks is we got to go to Pittsburgh and New York, but it's beginning December. What up, Crypto? I sent you the link, man, but if you're busy, I understand. I'm gonna be riding with this dude, Crypto. We finna go to hopefully the Panthers game. Me and Crypto are gonna ride together in the Panthers game, and we're going together to the Atlanta game, and wherever Flying Club weekend. That's definitely. And Kevin Lee, Crypto might be going to the Indy game too, so there's a good chance you can meet up with Crypto as well. But yeah, man, we have. See, the good thing about the Panthers, playing the Patriots early is that we could still, there's still a brand new coaching staff, so it usually takes them a while to get acclimated. So, and it's going to be in September, so I think we have the edge on that. The Bills game, not so much. Hey, Cosa Nostra, what's going on? Bills game is going to be a short week, and we got to go to Buffalo. So I think the Bills have the edge on that one. Then Monday Night Football against the Jets. Yeah. What's up, Crypto? What's going on?
Can you hear me, Chase?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're talking about the game.
I was came in on the.
Me and you were going to meet up at the Atlanta and the Carolina.
So
game.
they
For sure.
Okay. So is this in sync with the ESPN release, or they say 8 o'clock?
I mean, we still got another few more minutes, but I figured since I have it,
Okay.
since I have it up, why not? You know what I'm saying? Let's see.
Okay.
Let's compare notes. You know, like I told people, don't buy your
Yeah.
tickets just yet. You know what I'm saying?
Not just yet. Yeah. Just keep your carts open. You add things to cart, then
Mhm.
you're ready to hit the buy now button. Put it on standby.
Shout out to Marino's Go. Oh yeah. Carolina game. That's for sure. I'm finna happen. So hopefully I can meet Armando at that game. There's a fantastic painter. There's a lot of people at the Carolina game that I am anxious to meet in face to face. That's gonna be there. Obviously, hopefully Nene is one of them as well. Me and her,
Yeah, and Nene gonna be there. I like to call them the caucus, the North Carolina contingency, the caucus. Yep,
yeah.
all the North Carolina folks.
Shout out to the real G's, the real motherfucking G, Marino's GOAT. That's the dude right there. That's the real G from the West Coast.
One day I'll get a chance to go to Salt Lake and meet him out there. Probably next year, matter of fact, 2026. I'll be going out there. So maybe we can go to Carmelone's restaurant.
What? You're gonna be at the Buffalo game? Buffalo at Miami. I will be at that one, Shake. Oh, really? Really? Well, let me know, man. Listen, I will be.
The
Even if
Thursday
I'm at
night.
the tailgate, I will go to that game just to meet you. So
we play them on the road or at home on Thursday. They still a proposal.
well,
I thought about going to New York. I thought about going to the New York game. Are we playing them at Thursday night? The Buffalo game at home. Is that a home game?
Buffalo game, the Thursday night. It's at Buffalo. It's gonna be at Skid Mark Stadium.
Oh damn.
Yeah, that's. I was gonna go to that game too, but Thursday night, nah, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
See, this is why.
Yeah. If you go to Skid Mark Stadium, make sure you get make sure you bring a wet blanket.
And listen, Kevin Lee, I wear a jersey that says "Shake Money," so you're not gonna be. I'm not too hard to find. But then again, I'm Cuban in Miami, so I fit in. I blend in like Jackie Chan in Hong Kong, but that's neither here nor there.
Right. Oh man.
I forgot where I live. I'm easy to spot, but in Miami, yeah, I kind of blend in.
You blend in Miami, right? You blend in with the crowd. Yeah.
But I have the shake.
Yeah.
I'll be the only Cuban wearing Shake Money. All right, jersey.
Damn. Bills on Thursday night. It's towards kryptonite. Pocket full of kryptonite. That's a song.
Yes. The guy who looks like Fidel Castro. That's who that's like, hey, if you see a guy who looks like Fidel Castro in a Dolphins jersey, that's me.
Damn. Damn, the guy that looks like Fidel in the Dolphins jersey. Damn.
That sucks for my grandmother. Listen, my grandmother.
Younger version of Fidel.
My grandmother hates Fidel Castro with all her might, and not only was she born the same day as her, but her grandson looks like him. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah. Right.
Look, I'm not gonna deny it anymore. You know how many people told me I look like Fidel Castro? I can't
Right.
fight it anymore. So fuck it.
Right. Might as well wear it with the badge of honor. Huh? Good. Yeah, hell, you can make some money off of it. You can monetize it for Dale, you know?
No,
Why
I know
not?
you're kidding, but people have told me this. I mean, I know Carlson Osher, but people have told me this many times. And like you said, it doesn't help that I'm smoking a cigar too.
Right. Don't worry, we're gonna open up a Cuban cigar shop and call it Fidel's Place.
But anyway, listen. Actually, you know, it's funny. In San Francisco, they actually have a Castro Street.
Yeah.
It's called the Castro. Yeah.
It is like Castro Street, Boulevard, or Road, or what is it? Is it like official? Like it's the driveway? Is it like a?
You know, it's the actual
You know
street.
what I mean?
It's like a section of town. It's called the Castro.
Oh, the street section. It's not the whole road, like the whole city.
Yeah, it's like a section of town.
Okay.
So San Francisco is called the Castro. Yeah.
Okay, I got it. So they basically bought off first a section and renamed it. Well,
Yeah,
they did
man.
a lot of Cubans. A lot of older or young, Cubans live there.
I don't think any Cubans really
live there?
to the West Coast.
Okay. I'm like, why would they use it? Why would they use that name unless they,
I don't know.
you know, Cubans like Fidel's father, not the young one, the older one, the granddaddy, like senior.
Yeah.
Castro. Yeah, San Francisco. Yeah, that's a West Coast thing. I will bank you that none in Florida will ever be called Philadelphia, huh?
But yeah, man, I'm waiting for what game are you looking for? I'm putting people in the chat. What game, if you guys seen the schedule, what game are you guys looking forward to seeing?
I am looking forward to the Carolina one. It'll be our first time in that building.
Yeah.
They are changing, so it should be a decent game. Even though we beat them a long time, they was crap. But remember, even in the game we beat them by a lot, we actually trailed in that game by 2 touchdowns.
Hey, by the way, Cosa Nostra. So you know, Big C, I confirmed with Big C. Hopefully, knock on wood, he will be in the blender tomorrow. That's just gonna be fun. Me and Big C. So Big C is definitely gonna be in the blender tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hope to see you there.
Blender, Big C.
Yeah. Scott Jackson. Hey, if you go to Indy too, you might see Scott Jackson too, man. Me and Scott Jackson. I definitely want to get you a beer, have a drink with you, maybe a cognac or some shit. I try not to drink too much beer, but
yeah,
a rum or a cognac may be good. Love me some cognac.
Rum
or brandy, whatever.
Parrot, blue parrot. What do they call it? Not blue parrot, the parrot. You know, the one that little parrot.
Taylor, what's going on, man?
What's the name of it? Is it Captain Morgan? Is that what it is?
That's what?
Is it Captain Morgan? The one with the parrot?
Yeah, Captain and Coke is my favorite drink.
Okay.
And by the way, thanks to you, Crypto, my second favorite drink is Christian Brothers and apple juice.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
There
Listen,
you go.
I drink. The only reason I drink Christian Brothers is because of Tim Tebow and Tua, the Christian Brothers.
There you go. Christian Brothers and Apple, man. You can't beat it, man. If you really want to spice it up, you can use apple cider, just regular apple cider drink.
See?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's Christian Brothers.
Yeah, Christian Brothers. This is my brandy.
Oh, okay. Cool. Just regular old spice apple cider.
Yeah, unfortunately, Castro couldn't make a Cuba Libre. Unfortunately, that's why he wasn't a bartender.
Like a Cuba Libre.
Yeah,
Damn.
Castro wasn't a bartender because he couldn't make a Cuba Libre.
He wasn't one.
No, he wasn't a bartender because he couldn't make a Cuba Libre. That's the joke. He couldn't make a Cuba Libre.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah.
What's funny is a Cuba Libre is just rum and Coke with lime in it. That's what makes it the Cuba Libre, the lime.
Okay. Rum Coke with the lime. That does. Well, don't they have lime in the Coke anyways? They got lime Cokes lime flavored Cokes already. So can you just do that, or it's better with the whole lime slices?
No, just limes. What do you think? Who's going to win Tampa? Listen. I'm obviously I'm going to say the Panthers. Obviously, even though I couldn't name besides Kachuk, and I couldn't spot that motherfucker in the lineup.
Right. The Blackhawks are going to win the Stanley Cup this year.
No, actually, I'm smoking a Olive cigar. They're from Nicaragua. Olivas, they're pretty good cigars, and they're really drinks.
Mm.
Oh yeah, Hemingway's drink. Hemingway's drink. Hell yeah, they do actually. Hemingway. There's a rum called Papas Pilar, that's by Hemingway. It's called Papas Pilar. It's a rum. It's made by I don't know but I know Hemingway has something to do with it. I can't remember what it was, but there's a rum called Papas Pilar. They have like 4 different ones, and they're by Hemingway or relatives of Hemingway. I can't remember, but yeah, it's Papas Pilar.
Like Ernest Hemingway.
Yeah, Ernest Hemingway. Yeah, it's called Papas Pilar.
What about Hummingbird?
What is that? I never heard that one before.
No, it just sounds like a good drink. I've just made it up. I'm just wondering if we could somehow concoct away the Hummingbird.
Hummingbird sounds like a move they do in the pornos.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it is. That's after you had a drink of Hummingbird.
Uh-huh.
You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna ask a bartender for a random name. Just make up a random name out of the blue, and see if the bartender oblige. I'm saying just give me a Red Hawk. So what the fuck is a Red Hawk? I'm just gonna make up the name and just start telling them what to add to it. That's what I'm gonna do, Shake.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna come up with a random name at a bar and just shout it out there. Give me a Red Hawk. Yeah, what the fuck is a Red Hawk? Yeah, like this guy's. I never heard of it before. Yeah, I know. I just made up the name right at
Cranberry and vodka. Cranberry and vodka. Yeah. I like that. A Cape Cod. That's another one. Yeah, Cape Cod. I've heard of that drink before.
Yeah. Sex on the beach. I'm going to get sex on the beach. I'm asking for sex on the beach.
So I listen. I was listening to Long Island Iced Tea. Oh man, the Blue Hawaiian. Hey, listen, Costa. Who's that? Costa. The Blue Hawaiian Long Island Iced Tea is my favorite. That shit's dangerous though. I could drink.
You said the blue. Which one?
It's called a blue Long Island. I'm not a Blue Hawaiian, but it's called a Blue Long Island Iced Tea. That shit is fucking. Oh,
it's real God. Concentrated.
Yeah, it's still made with 5 white liquors, and but instead of triple sec, they use blue carousel.
Your liver is gonna freaking pissed off at you. What about well, everybody knows what a Credible Hawk is.
Yeah,
But
Hennessy and listen, I would never, under any circumstances, mix my Hennessy with anything. I drink that shit by itself. I'll probably do.
you can mix it with alcohol.
Cavassier or with
You can mix it. You can actually mix that with apples as well.
Yeah, Thug Passion is good too, but I'm not.
Apple Hennessy.
The only thing I hate about Thug's Passion is you're gonna put Alizé, which is like a $15-$20 bottle of liqueur, with a $300 bottle of champagne. Fuck that shit.
What? $300?
Yeah, Cristal.
With a
you're looking at Cristal. You're looking at $300.
And they mixing it with some cheap champagne.
No, you mix it with Alizé, which is like a cheap liqueur, which is like an orange liqueur, which is like you're looking at 20, maybe $30 at the most.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm if I'm doing Thug's Passion, I'm doing Cristal and maybe Andre or some shit like that. I'm not fucking.
Yeah. I remember back in the day, we used to wait for New Year's to get some Andre or some Cabals, or what's the other one?
Oh yeah. Listen.
Cobell.
If you want some good coconut rum, there's a rum called Hard Truth. Oh, Hard Truth coconut rum. Oh my God, that shit is off the fucking chain. That is probably like the best coconut rum out there, in my opinion.
Yeah,
is a
I like coconut rum by itself. Now I will put pineapple in there to give it a little spike and make an artificial pina colada. Like I just add actual coconut flavored rum and just pour the 3 parts pineapple juice or pineapple, and you got yourself a homemade pina colada.
Oh yeah,
basically.
151.
Yeah,
151. At that point, you're just trying to get drunk.
yeah.
Honestly, I don't drink to get drunk. I drink to enjoy myself.
Just to get a buzz, right? Yeah. Yep.
That's why I'm not drinking nothing now. I just had a few dogs. I just had this bottle of wine.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, there's so many different ways to make coladas.
Pina coladas, hell yeah.
There's a lot of different ways.
Pina coladas.
I like the coconut milk though.
Fresh pina coladas will always, to me, will always is better than any ready-made coladas out there.
Any ready-made ones, yeah. Fresh made, yeah. When you got the blender, the crushed ice, and the whole setup, right?
Yeah,
and you got the pineapple, yeah.
Definitely.
You use a high-speed blender to crush the ice, or what do? You use large chunks?
What's that? No, I don't make that shit myself. I'll fuck it up. I'll go someplace and
I make it myself.
have them making it for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I make it all the time. I make it myself. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kevin Lee, when we're at the Buffalo game, I'll definitely buy you a drink, bro. Well, we'll have some drinks there. So hell yeah, Kevin Lee will definitely. We'll tap in, and we'll toast, me and you. We'll toast to the Gators because I know you're not an FSU. Are you still an FSU fan, Kevin Lee?
Wow, you toasted to probably franchise. I don't know that.
Margaritas. Oh man, margaritas are the fucking best. I don't give a fuck. One thing about margaritas, dude, margaritas is like, to me, margaritas is one of the most versatile drinks out there. Made drinks. You can make it. I mean, you name it, they've pretty much thought of it. Blackberry margaritas, strawberry margaritas, passion fruit margaritas. I mean, dude, it's like, if I was to tell you the margarita drinks that's out there, I'll be like Bubba Gump with the shrimps. How many different combination of margaritas you can make?
Right.
Who's up here with him?
What's up, Gump?
Bubba Gump. What's happening? Bubba Gump.
Yo.
What's going on? Have you seen the?
Who's Bubba Gump?
No, I was talking about the different combinations of margaritas. Of how there's, I was saying margaritas is the most versatile drink out there in the market.
How?
As far as rated cocktails, because pina colada you can only make one way, man. There's maybe a couple of combinations of Long Island iced tea, but margarita is by far the most versatile margaritas out there. Drink that you can make different.
Is that why there's so many that come like pre-made?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a zillion of them now, pre-made. Actually, not all of them are bad flavors. I like the blackberry. Not all of them are bad. Blackberry is pretty good. And then they got the Costa Mojito.
No, damn. Shout out to Crypto for predicting the Cavs will sweep the Heat. Hey, you know, they say a broke clock is broke twice a day. So
yeah. This is a 24-hour clock, Shake. You forget about that. It's always right. It's an atomic clock. I have an atomic clock, Shake. I have an atomic clock.
All right, let me drop the link. If anybody wants to come up, let's do this. So how you doing, Tonk? What game have you seen? Have you perused at the schedule, Tonk? Come on, let's make this a family affair, man.
You dropped the link already, Shake?
Mm-hmm.
I got here cleaning out this freaking glass. You know, Shake, it's always good to drink iced tea out of a glass.
What's up, my man, Joe Wrist?
Hey, what's going on, Shake? Hey, Crypto.
What's going on? Hey, are you going to Are you going to be going to fan club weekend again this year?
Which one is it? Who just joined with the 1-16 this season?
What's up, bro?
Yeah.
Man, speaking of how you enjoy? Listen, we got swept, but at least the Knicks were gentlemen to Boston. They're doing the gentleman thing and sweeping them in 5.
Right. There we go.
Hey, so I'm still laughing about that picture. Which weekend is fan weekend? Which game is it?
It's probably going to be the Chargers.
I'm gonna give you a guess. I'm gonna give you my guesstimation.
Yeah, I'll say the Chargers.
And I think Chargers is gonna be it because I think the game they want to do is the games where the fan base aren't that prevalent. Like North Carolina, the fan base weren't really prevalent. Last year, I forgot what game was Arizona. There's not too many Arizona fans in Miami, so I would say the Chargers. Not to mention, there's a lot of fan clubs in California, so I would think the logical thing would be the Chargers. That's my guesstimation.
Yeah.
I think it'll be the Saints because they want to pick a weekend where we might actually have a shot at winning.
That's true too.
That's our only win of the year is the Saints.
God.
There you go.
Good. And
bring it on, Greg.
1-16.
That's a fact.
Hey, so why don't you come? Hey, I tell you what, why don't you come down here when we play on week 7 when we play the? Oh, I'm sorry, it's at Cleveland. Never mind.
Oh, I might go to that game.
Dolphin Don, what's up, Dolphin Don? Or I'm sorry, Dan Dean, what's going on, man? Good to see you, brother.
Hey, man, what's going on?
What game are you looking forward to seeing?
The Spain game against the Commanders.
Are you gonna fly up there?
Yeah,
I'm not
listen.
Gonna go there.
I'm not going. Tickets are like
Spain, one thing I like about Spain game is it's gonna.
I know that's ridiculous.
It's gonna be a morning game, so.
To be fair, 20 years ago, not 20, 30 years ago, the Germany tickets, I flew from Frankfurt to Chicago. It was $700 round trip.
I'm gonna be honest. That's the least game I'm looking forward to. I hate these international games. We don't show up. I mean, that's a loss.
Listen, Craig,
I don't know why they're obsessed with us playing overseas. Why are the NFL obsessed with us playing overseas?
I agree with Craig Sebring. The only reason I agree, we are going 12-5, and the only reason we're going 12-5 is because we have an Alabama quarterback. That's why
We
we're
all
going
say this
75.
every year, and we go
Oh, my
9-8. I'm not falling for the BS this year.
We have Alabama.
You're not
Listen,
falling
Greg,
for a banana in the tailpipe, Greg?
What's that?
You're not falling for the banana in the
I'm
tailpipe?
not falling for that. You every year, it's we're gonna win 12 games. We're gonna win 13 games. We're gonna win 14 games. And then what do you know? We win 10 games. We win 9 games, and we get out in the playoffs. I'm not falling for this BS. I'm looking at the schedule right now.
Greg.
Realistically, I see one win. I'm trying to watch this video here of the schedule weeks because I haven't paid attention to the full schedule. But I'm looking. I gotta see these.
Damn.
Like the Colts. Like we should have beat the
by the
Colts.
way, hold on, Greg. Hold on. Right now, Panthers are up 1-0. Vamos Gatos.
Panthers are trash.
Like last year, I don't care that Tua doesn't play. We are much more talented than the Colts. We should have beat them. You think putting Tua in now, we're gonna beat the Colts all of a sudden?
Yeah, I'm looking at the.
Look at that. Anthony Richardson's on his revenge tour.
Anthony Richardson, that or what's the quarterback they signed? They went there too. There's another quarterback that went there.
Minshew?
Minshew. No, not Minshew. I can't remember his name. Who's that quarterback that went there, man? I can't think of his name right now.
What school?
Huh? He went to Alabama. He went to
Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones.
No, Mac Jones went to San Francisco.
What do you, wait, I missed the conversation you had.
The Colts. I forgot who the Colts quarterback is.
Anthony
Whoa. We play at Buffalo Thursday night.
Yeah, well,
That's a loss. Doesn't matter where we play Buffalo.
We got 5 primetime games in addition to the Spain game.
So that's 6 losses right off the bat.
Yeah, 2 Thursdays, 2 Mondays, and 2 Sundays, I think.
I got a question for you guys, all of you guys.
Yeah.
No, go for it, my brother.
Go ahead.
I said, go for it.
All right. Which of the 3 scenarios you think are going to happen? All right. Weavers takes head coach by the mid-season.
No.
Evers, the battle for second QB.
Yes.
Or Tyreek Hill gets traded by mid-season, by the end of trade deadline. Which of the 3 most likely? What would you rank it out of those 3?
Actually, I consider the all 3 of those in that order.
Wait. What's the backup quarterback option?
By the way, Daniel Jones went to Indy, so it's Daniel Jones.
No,
Daniel Jones could be
say
the
those
starter.
3 options again.
Weaver, head coach by mid-season. Evers, back up to Tua. Or Tyreek Hill gets traded by the trade deadline.
I'll go with Ewers starting over 201. Tyreek will be traded by midseason. Weaver will be head coach by week 13.
Here's the problem with that. Our easier games are stacked towards the beginning of the season. So I think we're staring down the barrel of fool's gold like we had was it 2 years ago when we won?
That's the most likely the scenario. Yep. That's most likely the scenario.
We'll be 6-2 by mid-season, and then we'll get fall of hope, and then
hold on, real quick. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm sorry.
And then the wheels fall off the wagon.
We have the guest of honor, and before I introduce the guest of honor, this is how I'm gonna give the guest of honor his proper introduction.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Jew. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with barking watering meals and desserts? Let Chef Jew Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also reach me at chefjewcatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Jew's Catering. Chef Jew's Catering and Sweet Treats. Food with a passion. We do it all.
Introduction. Here we go.
What's up, Chef Jew?
I love that background
What's up,
music.
y'all? How y'all doing?
Yeah, it is nice background. Good ambiance.
Calms the nerves.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all get me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And man, I can't wait. Hey, listen. I can't wait when we do our insomnia episode. When we do our Chef Jew special, Chef Jew special, the game of the week.
Man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So what's your? By the way, me and Chef Drew, we're gonna do we're gonna be doing a brand new commercial before the season starts.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We got some. Hope y'all coming to the games because I got something special. Me and Dolph Week gonna be doing together. So hope y'all be out there to the games.
Yeah. Me and Shake is going to all 17 games.
I don't know what games
Yes.
I'm going to yet. I don't think I'm going to go to games because this is my final year of college, so I got to save every money I can. The only game I'm considering going to is the Cleveland game.
Hey, man,
and
listen.
There's only one reason.
Who was in their last year of college?
Oh, because you want to see? I know you want to see Joe Flacco play. Is that it?
No, I want to see Shedeur Sanders later after.
You want to see Flacco play, right? Oh man, that's good. That's good, Shake. That's good. That's good.
I'm gonna wear my Tua jersey to the game, and then I'm gonna get my Shedeur jersey. And then when things go bad, I'll switch into my Shedeur jersey.
Yeah.
So what game are you looking forward to, Chef?
All of them, really. Right now, I'm just to be honest with y'all, I'm just not confident in our team this year. I'm just not. Like I always do. I'm always confident in my team, but just something about this year, I just don't. I even said it before when Greer and McDaniel had their press conference.
How is that as 0-21? How the hell? How they have?
I know. Where did they always make the game from?
Are we losing the preseason games too?
Wow, dang.
Come on up, man of the hour. Come on up if you can.
That's funny.
Damn, 0-21.
Unless he's saying that's week one prediction. I don't know. It's something. So. I don't know.
Damn.
Like I tell all my friends, when you're not looking for that girl, it happens. We're not looking for any wins this year, so let it happen.
Yeah, I just
not. So is Jerry Jones selling a team?
All right, here we go. I got the schedule. So hey, listen. All right, so everything pretty much what I said is coming to fruition. So the Indy game is a 1:00 game, first week. Second game is the Patriots at 1:00. Of course, we have the Thursday night at Buffalo. Then we host the Jets Monday night. Carolina is a 1:00 game. The Chargers is a 1:00 game here in sunny South Florida. Then we have two road games back to back: Cleveland at 1 and Atlanta at 1. Then the Baltimore Ravens game is a prime time, 8:15. Buffalo is a 1:00 game here in Baltimore and our home games, I guess. Baltimore Thursday night football is a Thursday night football game. Then Buffalo is that 1:00 game here. Washington is at Madrid. Then we have our bye week at 12. Then we come back home to see the Saints at 1. Jets is a 1:00 game in New York. Pittsburgh is a 8:15 game, Monday Night Football. Week 16, 8:20 Sunday Night Football. Bengals in Miami.
Is that Bengals game at the Hard Rock?
Yeah.
Yes, at the Hard Rock. It could be flexed to a 1:00 game, just like they did with the Browns. Tampa Bay is a 1:00 game, and the week 18 is to be determined against at New England. So
if I'm gonna be honest, if we're actually good and they don't flex that Bengals game, the NFL actually did us a favor. So instead of having the short week, we'll be actually having an extra long week because you play Monday night and then you get to play Sunday night.
Right.
So hey, Big E was right.
I think every overnight sees games like that.
And I haven't been able to say this. You know what's the funny part of these schedule releases every single year? They hype it up every single year. They make it a 2-hour TV schedule. Meanwhile, you got these geeks on Twitter like Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport leaking everyone's freaking schedule. Why am I going to sit here for 2 hours watching your nonsense?
Yeah, they put together that grid on Twitter all afternoon. We've had our game since like 3.
Oh, I know, Greg. They all need to be thrown in prison.
Exactly, like those people with the draft lottery too, Crypto. Utah got hoed.
Hey, what's everything I'm hearing with the draft lottery is being rigged?
Well, I don't believe it's rigged.
Yeah.
But
well, no.
it just looks fishy. That's all it is.
It looks fishy.
Dallas, who had like a 1.8% chance getting number one. Then you got San Antonio, and then you got Philadelphia, and then you got Charlotte, Washington, and Utah, the 3 worst teams in basketball, who are not even taken. Yet they get 4, 5, and 6. And these geeks on ESPN, I gotta touch on this too. I think ESPN's rage beating us, Mike Greenberg and Adam Schefter. Stop with the nonsense of let's add a draft lottery NFL. That is the biggest bullshit I have ever heard. Stop pushing this.
It definitely will be rigged.
Doesn't need a draft lottery. Imagine the Dolphins, right? We go 0-17 this year, and Tua has to medically retire. I don't want that to happen, obviously. I'm just using that as an example. And Arch Manning decides to come out. And then meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Patrick Mahomes goes down, and they're going to trade him in the offseason as an example, right? They had the lowest % chances, and they freaking get
and they win the lottery. That's exactly what just happened. You just explained what happened in Dallas. They traded away their best player, and they got the number 1 pick.
Exactly.
Oh, what a coincidence!
I hate this. I hate
That's crazy.
No, I just
they
hate
just
how
traded away their best superstar and Luka Doncic, and now they get a chance to replace him immediately. Unbelievable.
I hate the NBA. I hate how they got that. I feel like
they make it obvious. Some fishy stuff going on.
That's
remember, check this out. For the 3rd consecutive year in a row, the team with the worst record ended up with the number 5 pick, with the 5th pick.
Wow.
But I thought that was the purpose of the lottery, because people were tanking on purpose. That's the problem right there. The teams were tanking on purpose when they realized after 25, 30 games that they really had no shot at anything. They sat up there and started losing on purpose. So that's why they changed up
make
the
everybody go to the playoffs.
9 years
let it be. It's the worst
9
team.
years.
Look,
9 years in a row. It's been 9 years in a row that the team with the worst record did not have the number 1 pick. That's the whole purpose of why.
I was just saying that example where it was the 3 years in a row with that same worst team ended up getting the 5th overall pick.
I know that, yeah, but I'm just saying that 9 years. It's been 9 years that the worst team in the league
has never got it right.
End up getting the number 1 pick, and that's the punish those teams that sit up there and tank on purpose, because there are teams that have done it. We've seen Cleveland do it, and they blow that. Dallas with the 1.8% chance at getting it. I mean, I think I seen Udonis Haslem break it down today when he said that, well, the Orlando Magic had the same, just about the same odds back in 92 or 93 when they got Penny. They got
Penny and Shaq.
They drafted. They had got Shaq in 92, but Penny comes the year after, because they drafted Chris Webber, and then they trade him to wherever they trade him to, and then they bring Penny over. But they had like a 1.4 chance at that number 1 spot. Cleveland did it when they drafted Kyrie and whatever. But at the end of the day, it's no matter who wins the lottery, like how many teams have won with their lottery pick?
Spurs did. They do it all the time, but they end up with the number 1 pick.
What? With the first pick, what they won?
But Duncan and Robinson they did, but they yet to do it with Wemby, but they ain't finished complete.
But that's what I'm saying. They still haven't won yet. They still have to go through like a couple of years, which it don't have to even be the lottery that causes that. They could bring in a free agent or two that can help that
that's
team.
not the MO.
that can help that team to get better.
All I know is if you thought this
But
year,
when it comes to
get ready
Spurs,
for
they
next
always
year.
built through the draft.
I'm gonna put myself.
Get ready
Well,
for
yeah,
next
they always
year.
build through the draft, but they don't win right away. That's my point. They have to sit up there and go through the motion. So even if Dallas sits up there and draft Cooper Flag, they're still not destined to be the team
They
that's
got
going
to
to
wait a
be
year. They'll be year 2. They 2 years out with that.
possibly. You still got injury prone Anthony Davis, so you're going to have to be replacing that.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah, he's toast.
You know what I'm saying?
He's like freaking.
So you're gonna have to replace that. You look at the New Orleans Pelicans; they sat up there and had all the hype by getting Zion Williamson, and look at all these years later. What has that
Injury prone Zion. He was a broken freaking.
So
hire.
we don't know. And we don't know. We haven't. Like Zion got hurt. Like his very first injury was against North Carolina when he bust through his shoe. And that was the first time he got injured. Other than that, Zion was dominating in college. And then ever since that injury, Zion has never been right. Ever since that. And the New Orleans Pelicans probably felt like damn, we gave up AD. Because they kind of did the same thing. They gave away AD to the Lakers to sit up there and draft Zion. And they still didn't turn the page yet with that organization. So Dallas, we're looking at whatever, like Kyrie Irving there, Klay Thompson, he's washed. Anthony Davis is injury prone. So I really don't see the Mavericks being that much better.
They need to get their defense better. They need their defense.
Right. And that's one thing they don't really play. So regardless whether they get this dude or they trade their pick, which I heard they said they're not going to trade it for a Giannis or something like that.
Yeah, that would be disaster. So yeah.
That so if you're going to go with Cooper Flag, I mean, they still got to go out there and win. And regardless, because the whole conversation will be different if in the next 5 years the Dallas Mavericks is not even playing in the Western Conference Finals or anything that late. Like if you're just sitting there making the playoffs, getting bounced in the first or second round, then what are we talking about? That's the whole purpose of why the lottery goes the way it goes. And I mean, I understand what people are saying and how they feel about it because of just how funny it is. Like you said, they traded away Luka Doncic, and hell, look at that. That he didn't even turn the Lakers around. So I mean, the damn Mavericks could have probably been doing the same damn thing because how many teams are repeating even as champion or losers going back to the NBA Finals.
If you thought
we're gonna have new champions this year.
Wait till next year when the Boston Celtics pick number 1 next year.
And they still have to win though. That's what I'm saying. Like that shit is still not guaranteed. I believe Joe Mazzulla possibly will get fired because it's a trend in the NBA these days to fire coaches that win championships.
Yeah, like
Toronto did that. Toronto happened with Toronto with Jason. What's his name? Casey.
Toronto did it.
Toronto
did it. The Lakers did it.
The Bucks did it.
Milwaukee did it.
Yep.
Milwaukee just did it.
Like a year and a half.
Denver just did it.
Denver did it. Everybody's firing championship winning coaches. What's up with that?
So it's
Jesus.
So is it safe to say don't win the championship in the NBA?
I know, that's what I'm saying. You're incentivized to keep losing, right?
Yeah, just keep losing so you can keep your job because hell, Eric Spoelstra still has a job. He hasn't been to he hasn't won since
what 15 years now?
He has since 2014.
So 15 years, 12 years almost.
He's gotten there twice after the LeBron.
After he lost, right? Yeah.
But hell, he probably be on another team by now had he won.
Yeah, had he won, he would have been wrong. That's the Tua plan. You're right, Joe Rist. That's the Tua plan. The NBA has implemented the Tua plan.
Don't raise your expectations too high, but just do just enough to make a slight improvement off the previous year. If that.
Yep, just an incremental baby step. Just baby steps. Baby steps.
Yep.
Did you guys see the video release? It was pretty bad.
Yeah, I saw it. It's ass.
Yeah, every year it is.
I didn't see it, so don't spoil it. I didn't see it.
Like I said,
I'm looking forward to it.
Don't waste your time.
But like I said in the comments,
should I get some popcorn?
We're going 0-21 because we still have Dak Prescott.
Don't look at the video, Crypto. Let it go.
Oh, okay. I was wondering, should I make some popcorn, Chef Jew?
No.
Should I order some of your cupcakes?
No, don't look at the video because it's even worse than last year. I feel
Yeah,
like it's a little
I don't
worse
know
than
how they
last
keep
year.
doing that.
Oh,
Because last year
damn.
you just ran through something. Like you trying to show that we were the speediest team in the NFL. Then this year,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
something happened, but I mean,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, though, I mean, you get it set in the beginning, then it looks boring. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Yeah,
Damn.
All I saw is the Colts did number 10 pretty dirty there. That was hilarious. I laughed my ass off. Did you guys see the Colts? They got number 10 really, really good. It was the last thing I asked.
Number 10.
Yeah, number 10 on the Dolphins. I don't say his name no more. I don't respect him as a human being.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So he was in the video, or I'm missing.
On the Colts video. Number 10 is in the water swimming like a fish, and then they had the Coast Guard come after him.
Oh, damn. That is funny.
All right.
I don't get it, man. I don't know what's up with that PR team. Like, bro, y'all, the last time they did was well when they did the movie theater one. That one was the best one. From
the movie theater?
When they did the movie theater, that was the best really scheduled release. After that, they just fell off.
By the way, all right, real quick. I'm going to. I haven't seen it yet, so we'll watch it together.
Oh, okay. Cool. You could share it on here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Let's be ready. Hold on, let me put my headphones on.
The best part of this is right there. Zach Thomas involved.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Oh man, Zach did. Zach was a part of it.
All right, everybody, grab your popcorn. It's only a minute or 19 seconds, so let's do this.
We've carried it all. Good, but not great. Close, but still so far away. Confident, but never satisfied. But when you look inward, dig deeper than ever before, you learn that sometimes the tide doesn't turn on its own. You have to turn it. We're done looking back. Now we charge forward. Forged by perfection, sharpened by adversity, bonded by purpose. Because no spirit can outlast the one that's building beneath the surface.
We might lose the bye week, so.
So lazy.
That's the one the Cowboys gonna win.
All right, there you go.
That must have taken them like 30 minutes.
That was the greatest one we've ever had. Wow, I'm impressed.
Actually, I tell you what, Costa Rosa, that was Zach Thomas' voice, but I tell you what, I like that better than last year's.
Yeah, last year's was real bad.
Last year's was bad. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that Zoom stuff was it wasn't it. It didn't hit. I guess they got a little creative with the thing coming out of the water in the form of a lightning or something. They tried to get creative, but it is what it is. Hey, zooming through all the weeks, huh? This season is gonna go by fast, just like that video.
You see what the Cardinals
did?
Cardinals
came be in and out of that.
They got like a music video. They actually produced a song for it.
Oh, they did? The Cardinals? See, that's what I'm saying. People are getting creative, and we just real dry and stale.
Yeah, exactly. they had Kyler Murray dressed like a Oompa Loompa.
What?
You can stream it on Spotify.
He was dressed up like Jay-Z.
See it? I gotta see this. Wow.
He was probably dressed up like Jay-Z. Damn.
Well, is that Junkyard Dog? Oh my God.
Yeah, that is.
This
yeah, that's him.
Old school. You in old school. So now I'm gonna call you Junkyard Crypto. Okay.
Yeah, crypto
So
yard dog.
you went from you went from Mortal Kombat to now you going to WWE now.
I'm switching it up, Chef Jew.
Oh,
That was on the
so
wrestling. We did a wrestling show this week.
Exactly. Every avatar you keep putting up, I'm gonna call you by that name. I'm gonna call you that and on Crypto. So you Junkyard Dog Crypto. Okay.
Yeah, my name was Crypto Yard Dog. Old school. Crypto Yard Dog. Yeah, that was one of my favorite wrestlers growing up too.
Oh yeah, man.
He was one of my favorites. He's coming with the chain. You remember Matilda, right? The British Bulldog. Remember when they used to fight the British Bulldog?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I don't remember a little Crypto. I ain't started getting into wrestling till like the 90s. I just know about the history. I just know about the history because I remember about the histories and watching it. When my family had the VHSs and stuff like that. So that's how I know about the Hogan. And I remember having a Hogan little toy and stuff as a kid. And my grandfather would take me everywhere. I always had that. Yeah, I used to have a Hogan little toy. Like an action figure.
I remember those action figures. Yeah.
Man, I remember those.
I had a Hillbilly Jim one. I had a Big John Stud one. And who else I had? I didn't have the Andre the Giant one. I just had the Hillbilly Jim.
Damn, I think everybody.
I'm just watching. I'm keeping up with the Panthers game, so I'm still listening. But I'm watching the Panthers game. Oh my God! Now? It is 3-0 right now.
Damn, that's a blowout.
3-0. And no, that's what I'm saying. This team, they shut them out. Last Friday. They shut them out last Friday. I was at the game. The Panthers, once we get 2 straight wins, I'm like, that's it. Toronto ain't coming back. The Panthers figured them out because they were scoring in seconds. That's what Toronto was doing. In the first 2 games, they were scoring in seconds. And every time we try to come back, they come right back and score in a few seconds. Like, God, dog. So the last game, they start figuring them out, start putting defense on them because they shut them down. And then now you see what they're doing. They're doing the same thing they're doing last game. So I'm just ready for another championship. I'm just at least they doing something. I wish our Dolphins was doing something too. So, but that's the only thing. If we could just win a Super Bowl, I could say my life was complete. I witnessed every major sport of Florida teams win. I witnessed the Heat, Marlins, the Florida Gators championships, UM championships, the Heat. But I'm still in Panthers. I'm still waiting on us. I'm still waiting on the Dolphins. Whenever they gonna get this thing together and start learning how to really win and what it takes, and start learning. Look how.
Oh damn! We're up right now, 3-0. Hell yeah! I've almost got those.
Yeah, we good. We good. I don't see us. I really don't see us losing. On probably a game until maybe to the Stanley Cup. I don't know who we got to play next. It's the Capitals and the Oilers, right? We got to play in the semis. I mean, the finals. I think they did only 2 teams.
Yeah, Hurricanes and Caps in the East, and then the West.
It's Hurricane Caps.
Yeah, Hurricanes and Caps. Carolina's up 3-1, so they're probably gonna be the one that you play in the championship.
Carolina's gonna be a tough team. I'm part of them. They really.
Hurricanes are tough, man. Hurricanes are really tough.
That's cool. But the thing is, I was telling someone about at the Panthers game. I respect Toronto so much because they pushed them. They pushed the Panthers. The first 2 games, they pushed them and played them tough. And then now you see in the roles reverse. Now they're playing tough. So I really give props to Toronto for what they did. They pushed them to the limit. So
I'm a Devils fan. So I wish I had chosen the Panthers.
And listen, the reason why the Panthers are winning is because they don't have a fat dude with suspenders in the front office.
You know what? God damn.
Damn.
Shoot, if the Panthers had Shea money in the front office, I'm like, oh snap. I don't know, Shea. You be in there every day with a Dawn cigar. Every game you smoking a cigar in your office.
Yeah. So what's up, El
Shoot.
Cap? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, buddy. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, man. What's
Little
going
Cap,
on, man?
how you doing, man?
We're going
Yeah,
over
We got,
our
hey,
1 and
man, we got
16
the one and only
season.
Chef Drew in the building.
Yeah,
Wait a
yeah.
minute. You got 1 and 16?
No, I'm just saying, we're trying to figure out how we're going to win that second game.
You talking about the New England? Which game? You talking about the schedule on crap?
We need
No, I'm
to
just
do our,
saying.
hey, listen, we need to do our own Spygate. There we go.
There you go.
Our only
Okay,
win
that'll do it.
FC South.
Get us all together, get in the van, boom, do what we need to do. Shoot. 'Cause I'm looking at the schedule now, and then yeah, they saying we got the 11th easiest schedule.
The first
Right
half
now?
looks easy.
Yeah, the first half looks easy, but the thing is that we cannot have. When we played Buffalo last year, what, week 4, third or something? Did we play the third week again?
It was the third week. The first time we played the third week.
You gotta go up there. Oh gosh.
Yeah, the third
I
time.
hope Tua stays healthy. That's what my hope right now is just he stay healthy.
Last year we played in week 3.
And slide.
Yeah, because it's 2 years in a row now that they made sure to not send them down here in the heat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because they keep. Yeah. Buffalo don't want to come down. They coming down here in the heat, all right. They don't want to. What we that is.
But to be
They
fair,
better
it's
not
2 years in a
complain.
row. We don't have to go into
We
the winter.
done.
That's true too.
Right.
And let's not forget, Tua had his best game in Buffalo. Remember that. He only missed 3 completions, and he had his best game up there. I think that was, what, 2 years ago? I think
Yeah, last year.
I would
last year?
say, we're looking at
Yeah,
the
last
schedule.
Okay.
I know you guys are saying the front is not that bad, but I don't know. I mean, I'm glad I'm going to catch the Bills early at home Thursday night. Who do the Bills have week 2? That's something I need to know, right? Does anyone have that information?
I could get it real quick. Let me see.
Yeah, I want to find that out. So Colts are. I mean, listen, as long as the Dolphins come out and do their thing, they should beat the Colts. Patriots probably is going to still going through some growing pains on the road. I'd rather face them on the road earlier in the year than later in the year, for obvious reasons. Number one being that
we are playing them late in the year. That's a snow game.
It's Bills at Jets week 2, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Bills and Jets. I thought we play them on the road too, right?
Yeah,
Our week 2?
On week 3.
Again, so
that's a Thursday night game.
Oh, the Patriots we play at home.
Yo. What it do, baby boo?
What's up, Bryson?
What's up, boys?
What's up, Bryson?
Hey.
Yeah, we play the Pats that week.
Yeah.
So
You know what I find
two
funny?
division
That
games,
Buffalo probably has less primetime games than we do.
What?
Why? I don't understand why they would give us prime time.
All right, so look, here it is for reference, everybody. There's the schedule. Okay. Week 1 at home versus the Colts. Colts we should pretty well handle. Week 2 on the road to the Patriots. Patriots, yeah, they got Diggs. I like what they're doing. The quarterback, their line is still offensive line still suspect.
No. Cat, my bad. Let me cut you off. New England playing here. We playing New England here, and the Colts up there. So we on the road the first week.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we're on the road the first week and at home.
So when you see it in green, that's we on the road. When we in
green is on the road and white is at home.
Yeah, white's home.
Why the fuck
know why
would
they
they
would
do
do
that? That is literally exactly backwards. That is exactly backwards. And
that's our marketing team.
Oh, look,
That's
there's
our
the
social
key
media
down at
team.
the bottom. I didn't. Why would they do that?
Yo, Cat,
You're
I
right.
can tell you why. Cat, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. They put as much work into this whole schedule release as they did our DB room.
Wait a second.
That's probably why. That's probably why we're losing to the Patriots.
Hold on, that's false news right there. You go watch last year's. That was the worst one, and even before that, we watched a T-shirt get made. I'm sorry, this was more thought process in the video than they have ever put into that quarterback.
They put in an
It was
AI.
still ass. It was still
I didn't
ass.
watch
The
the
AI
video. Honestly, didn't see the video yet. I'll pull that up next. But okay, now that we know which colors are red, now that the away is the home color for some dumb as fuck reason, again, whatever. So away on the road to the Colts didn't really matter. Week 1, no travel worry, none of that shit. Colts not figuring things out. Dolphins with a healthy Tua Tagovailoa and look to be a healthy Tyreek Hill, gonna be able to win that game. Going at home against the Patty Cakes, they stand no shot. Short week, depending on what the Patriots do as far as putting up a fight against. Do we know who the Bills?
The Dolphins have no shot against the Patriots.
No, cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. All right, so we know that. What
do you mean? They coaches are kryptonite.
All right. Okay. Well, Tua is undefeated against the Patriots.
What are you talking about?
Well, something's got to get him.
We start the season 0-3. Hot take.
Nope.
I got 1-2. I got 1-2.
I told everybody we're going to lose to the Colts, and I still believe that.
Nope. I'm not standing for this hater stuff. I'm back on the train
I
now.
might agree with you, Ali. You might got a point there.
Opium you want, bro. Drink all that opium you want.
I don't have to
We'll
drink
beat the
opium. I'm a
Colts.
realist, and I'm sorry, but the Colts pose no match against the Dolphins. The
That's
Dolphins.
what you said last year. What happened? What happened to that?
Daniel Jones
Doesn't matter.
Last year, huh?
The Colts pose zero threat to me. They won't until they do something at their quarterback position or get AR.
Yeah, Daniel Jones, dude.
Daniel Jones will not be playing week 1. They will roll out AR-15.
Taylor.
He
They
will
have
sail footballs
players.
as he's getting hit. Yeah.
Let's also not forget
What
they
up,
have a
Hellcat?
real big target with
Mike? Good
that
to see you,
tight
buddy.
end out of Penn State that they got.
Yeah, week 1. I don't know if you're looking right away.
I don't give a good goddamn. All y'all are fucking dumb.
No. I just don't want them coming out like they did. No,
Cap.
I just don't want them coming out like they did week 1 last year.
We barely
Yeah,
we won last year. We was like, we're supposed to steamroll Jacksonville, and then we barely beat them.
No, listen, we
Hold on,
go
hold
through week fucking
quick.
1 on this episode. Shake, run this. Shake, get these bitches under control. These guys are arguing about week 1.
I'm sorry.
Dolphins, dub week 1. The Colts.
I said I want them to win, but I just
I'm with
don't
you,
want them
Cap.
to
Chef,
do
they
what
all
we did
pick
last year.
losses.
I'm
Listen,
with you.
and
Okay.
I pick a win.
I got a
but
real
that's
question.
Pick a win.
I got a real
All
question.
right, one at a time. One at
Hold
a
on,
time.
Mike on the mic.
Go
Mike,
ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike. I want to hear what you got.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So is Tua going to survive preseason? So are we going to be playing with Tua, Zach Wilson, or Quinn Ewers in week 1?
I got to be honest.
Quinn Ewers.
Now, Quinn Ewers.
Quentin Sewers.
We won't play him, but whether it is Tua or Zach Wilson, I picked the Dolphins to beat the Colts. There it is.
I mean, I'm with you.
I don't
but
give a damn.
El Cap, you remember when we did this exercise last year and we did the whole rundown of the whole season?
Exactly.
Who's the guy that picked us to lose to the Colts? It was me. And I'm
did.
right now we're gonna lose again.
I gotta be honest, Ali, I don't remember none of that. So if I can't remember it, your motto, Ali, that you said today, I didn't remember it. It didn't
I remember
happen.
Ali. You're right.
Okay.
I will say too.
I remember.
I did him, Mike. I did him.
We could
I got a
debate
dub
for
for this one.
hours with the Colts game. That Patriots game, that's going to be a hard game.
right,
I think people are sleeping on the Patriots. They're sleeping on the Patriots.
Okay.
And that Bills, you can write that.
We can actually lose 12 games this year.
Big fat L.
Every game's a possible loss.
The Dolphins
bet
are
you
winning week
after a
1
quarter-
and week 2. I don't know what the hell is
You're
wrong with
fucking
everybody right now.
crazy,
Hey,
dude.
I'm with you.
I know what is wrong with you guys right now. I get how we feel about things, but those guys are professionals in their business. They're starting anew. They're coming in there not thinking about what happened. They're going to prepare and execute against teams that are behind the 8 ball in their progression as football teams early in the year.
I got
That's the
like we
fact.
prepared
I got
last
my-
we
season.
said that about other
Hey,
teams.
I got my hot take. I got my
Go
hot
ahead,
take.
Mike.
Undefeated going into week 9.
You're crazy, dude. This
See,
guy's on
that's-
drugs, bro. This guy's fucking
Yeah,
on
yeah.
drugs.
Mike on the mic.
We're gonna be
we're
undefeated
playing-
going into the
Hey,
bye.
I think
What's in that
Secretary
line,
Kennedy
bro?
needs to.
We're playing.
I think Secretary
playing
Kennedy needs to
Narcan
check up
ready.
on you because
Somebody get the Narcan.
those experimental
playing
drugs have been
Listen,
somebody stole them.
we're playing Buffalo. We're playing Buffalo in August or September. It's not going to be cold. Maybe that's Tua's first win against Buffalo in a meaningful game, whatever you want to call it. The Jets I ain't worried about. The Panthers I ain't worried about. Chargers,
Wait a
Herbert's
second.
going to choke in the 4th. Browns are going to be trash. Atlanta's going to be tough, but I think our running game can beat them.
Bro, Brown's about
Ravens
to
in week
slap
9.
our fucking ass, bro.
This is exactly
All right, okay, hold up. Let's not roll through it.
Y'all
We're-
fall for a banana in
one
the
at a
turnpike
time,
every
Mike.
season.
One
My
at a
bad, my
time.
bad.
Okay.
Predictions. Real quick.
Go ahead, Cat.
Somebody grabbed the Narcan, Bryson, was fucking money. That was
Thank you, bro.
hilarious.
Thank
I
you.
will be using that in my life. I'm like, this motherfucker's crazy. Somebody grabbed the Narcan. I'm using that, bro. That's
Please
it.
There's the
Please
word
do.
of the year.
I'm using
Kill
it.
Cat.
No, but hey, man,
Hey,
I
so
do
we-
appreciate the energy on that, and we need those vibes. I do appreciate that. I think you're fucking crazy, but I love the energy, man.
Hey, but my
if they-
crazy ass predictions come true sometimes too. I mean,
And I hope
it
you're
is what
right,
it
by
is.
the way. I
Ain't
hope
that
you're right.
Listen.
HB
All right,
in the back. Hold on, real quick, LCap. If I'm right about the 0-3, I want a T-shirt made that says that Ali is right.
I want
snap.
0-3.
There you go.
I want an Ollie's
Hold
right
on.
shirt.
Yeah, TG,
You got
that one
that
done.
t-shirt ready.
Hey,
All right, so
Ollie's
okay.
right counter.
Week 1 dub.
Really, Mike? Really?
Week 1 dub on the road. God, dude, that's gonna. I'm gonna
Hey, by the
struggle
way,
with the colors the whole time.
Hold on. Now that they're both here, I just want to congratulate Mike on the mic and Ali on their Ohio State podcast.
Oh, hook 'em, bro.
That's
Hook
funny,
'em.
dude. That's a
Actually,
good one.
believe it or not, Ohio State was hardly mentioned in the last episode.
Hey, listen. Oh no, you did bring up Ohio State at the end, Ali. Don't be lying. Yo,
No, I
Ohio
said
State
hardly.
represents.
That was my words.
No, it's
It's
a
the words.
Mr. Ohio
hey, after
himself.
after
I
week
didn't know
one of the,
Ohio State had a football team.
after week one of
Oh,
the
damn.
college football season, it'll be a Texas podcast. Just mark my words.
Right, okay.
All right. Okay. Well, I mean, we can get on the fucking Archie Manning story here. But
We're definitely getting Archie Manning next year.
El Cap, I want to say one thing about that Colts game. Not a lot of people are remembering. That was the Tim Boyle and Huntley game where we had nothing. At QB.
yeah, dude. But remember too, you could just tell the team was just like
We barely lost.
Coach. That was the week
Yeah.
Coach was heading in. He looked like he fell off the fucking wagon. He looked so rough. And
But
I mean,
doesn't that tell you something? That
Yeah,
we're
it tells
walking
me-
in town with Tim Boyle and Huntley as QB1 and 2?
No. Huntley did not play that game.
Or whoever.
That was
the
that was
evaluators on
Kyrie
this
and
coaching
Boyle.
staff, they're either
think it
too
was.
scared. They're either too scared to hurt Tua's feelings, or two,
well, I think
they're
I think
terrible
they've
evaluaters on the
unsubscribed.
position.
They've unsubscribed to that because Zach
Wait a
Wilson.
minute, I thought he did play. I thought that was his first game.
Zach Wilson and then them getting Ewers is at least showing some form of effort at minimum, right? And we can agree upon that. If Tua goes down, they're not throwing caution to the wind, at least just yet. Now, fucking, if they spin out of control, we'll see them pull the plug quick. And if Ali is right and they go 0-3 and lose on Monday night to the Jets and Tua's no longer playing, you could see this team pull the fucking plug as early as week 5, which would be a fucking crying shame because then we get to watch them go ahead in 4 other primetime games embarrass themselves on TV. But I'm not gonna fucking subscribe to your negative Nancy-ness around here. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in talking.
Anyway, these guys only are on prime time.
I'm interested in talking about simple evaluation. Take your Dolphin fandom out of it. If you were a third person perspective, an NFL fan, and picking matchups and saying positives
That's
and
why Ali
negatives,
said do all three, because he doing that.
Yo, Cap ate his Wheaties today, bro.
fucking right, dude. I came
Dude,
prepared, bro.
bro,
He's
he got
he's
Hopium
410
before
now.
the show.
he got that guac walk before the show, dude, because this man's a happy man.
Yep, that's it.
He's
So
he grew a couple inches. He's 410 now.
yep, that's it.
Oh, damn.
I'm towering
Cap.
over all the chickadoos.
Us young kings got to stay together. Don't you
That's
dare
it,
take
dog.
that shit.
Listen, hey, it's the reason I took wrestling in high school. Don't fuck with me.
Hell yeah.
He was practicing for the midget WWE. That's
Low center of gravity.
Listen.
Wait, Ali.
They were a calling, Ali, but they
were calling,
There's
huh?
a whole thing with drug use
or
and
was it
whores
one
and
of
all
those
that. I wasn't down for
casting
all that.
events for midget porn?
All right, now.
Hey,
we're
Ali,
talking.
are you trying to say that El Capitan makes Rey Mysterio look like El Gigante?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Probably.
Yeah.
I actually
No,
stunt doubled for y'all. Think Rey Mysterio did all of that, and the reality is he used to call upon me to do.
See,
some of his...
I thought El Cap was always looking up to Tyrion from Game of Thrones.
Damn.
Never seen Game of Thrones.
If y'all don't know who he is, he's about yay tall.
Hey, I will say
Yeah,
Tyrion was
Peter
a smart
Dinklage.
motherfucker, though. That's true.
Yeah.
He was smart.
Peter Dinklage.
Oh.
Hey, listen,
just
Peter
giving you shit,
Dinklage
El
could
Cap.
be
I ain't seen you in
respected,
forever,
sons
bro.
of bitches.
All right. Well, I'm out, guys. I'm gonna go record the next episode. See y'all later.
All right.
Later, y'all.
Later, boys.
Oh, you about to have a recording. Okay.
By the way, what
Tune
you
in.
sipping on there, Mike? On the mic? What you sipping on?
Mike was sipping on some wine.
Yeah, he had some of that red wine that he usually drinks.
Wine and
Wine
a sprinkle of angel dust, apparently.
Stay close to me.
Well, all right. See you, Holly. Okay, let's get back.
I got a win on week 1. I see a win against the Colts.
I do too, Chef. The eyes have it. Dolphins
I
winning.
don't see
week
any
1.
wins in the schedule.
Well, that
Hey, I'm
crypto
gonna be at that game. I hope we win that game. Goddamn it!
in Indy. You're gonna be in Indy.
Yeah, yeah.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah!
he's gonna be there. He's gonna have another 2%.
Shake
Shake
live on
back up.
location. Gonna be getting full access passes to backstage and all the other things. Representing TFTGnetwork.com. Make
Let
sure
him know,
you guys tune into the episode.
15. I
Shake
want
will
his
be there
autograph.
live on location.
I want his autograph. I want IR15's autograph, Jake.
All right, so week 2 at home with the patty cakes. Again, guys, be realistic. New coach, young quarterback, got a new
not a new
weapon.
coach.
Got a new
Been
weapon.
coaching
That's
for a while.
a real, huh?
He's not a new coach.
No,
It's-
Vrabel knows how to beat us.
I got
Cap,
that.
real
But
quick.
still, all right. Well,
Can you drop the link
go
real quick? I
ahead,
gotta
Cap.
switch to my computer.
can I drop the link?
I gotta switch to my computer. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got you, Doug. Well, I mean, Shake got it right.
I
Shake.
got you.
So
I'm not worried about the Patriots.
listen, I agree with you guys. Vrabel is a motherfucker, right? And I think in the long term, he's going to stabilize that franchise, and they're going to go back to being a real son of a bitch for us. I agree with you guys. But if you think week 2 with a young quarterback, with holes in the offensive line, and a new system that they're installing with a new weapon, and they're going to be able to come out fucking guns a-blazing on the road at 1:00 in fucking September, hot as shit against Miami, you guys are fucking not being real with yourselves.
I'm gonna score 40 in that game.
I got to take
I'm gonna score 40 in that game. I take.
Patriots don't do
They just scored 40 on us.
Hey Cap, I got to take on this. You guys know, I've been a huge Vrabel guy for the longest time. I love Vrabel. I wanted him here. I think it's going to take a few weeks for him to install what he wants. I think it's going to be a close game. I do like our odds against it. It being away makes me a little nervous. I think we take this one in
It's not away.
real tight.
It's home. It's home. White is home.
White's home. It's a home game. I know. That's dumb as fuck, bro.
Wait, hold on. White is home?
Yeah, week 8.
Bryson, we just did. Bryson,
Yeah, we just
I
did this. My bad.
It's the dumbest shit ever.
It's so dumb.
Wrong.
No,
It's
but
wrong.
listen.
It's wrong.
It should be. We always want whites at home anyway. I don't see a problem with it.
Crypto, real
No,
quick.
Crypto, stop it.
So this is going to be a
No,
home
you
game.
guys are not making any sense.
We're always hot.
We always were white at home anyway. So what's the difference?
All right,
I know,
fine.
Crypto. We're
Crypto's
always
right.
hot at home, especially in September. I think we're going to pull this one out. It's going to be a close one. But the Patriots are going to be a motherfucker, man. They're going to beat us at the end of the season, and they're going to have a better record than us. You can quote me on that in a couple months from now.
I don't know about better record, but going there week
I don't know
18,
about that,
it's going to be a problem.
We'll guarantee the split at the minimum.
Yeah,
Guaranteed
and
split.
we'll take the first one. They'll take the second one. You could quote me on that
Well,
later.
again,
They're gonna destroy us in the second one. It'll be snowing around.
Tua stay healthy.
50 feet of snow.
Let's get down.
Tua
Again,
stay healthy.
I want to make certain that
It
everybody.
don't matter who's on the center. We're splitting.
This is within the confine of the knowledge we have. Tua is healthy when we're picking these games. We're praying for a Tua healthy season to make this calculus. Tyreek doesn't go down. They don't trade him. You know what I'm saying? All these things. We can picture, what could happen. Here's where they stumble, and here's where the rest of it goes down. That's not what I'm doing right now, you know? So,
I got you.
again,
Remember, we're tanking with Tua.
early in the season, against a new coach. He's not a new coach, but a new coach to the Patriots. I get familiarity, but he's got a quarterback he's got to work with. He's got weapons. They got all this stuff. There's all new coaching staff. It's a lot, right? Could they beat the Dolphins just as easily as the Dolphins could beat them? Yes, but I'm going to edge the Dolphins out as the home team against a team that I could see, kind of having some time to get their shit together, right? And that would be understandable. It would be understandable that a lot's changing with that organization right now. They could be hot as fuck come the end of the year. I don't know.
They will.
At home, or excuse me,
You might be right, Cap. I think I see us winning 12-10. We scored 12 on Jason Sanders' game-winning field goal.
I'm
That's how
about
we
it.
win
Jason
this
Sanders
game.
wins the game. Sure.
That's how we win.
And he will remain undefeated against the Patriots.
Now, the Dolphins on a short week have to go on the road in primetime on Thursday night and go to the Jets or to the Bills' house.
51-14 final.
I don't.
We're going to Skidmark Stadium.
There's nobody.
Skidmark Stadium, yes. Skidmark Stadium.
We're going to the landfill. The
Skidmark
Buffalo
Stadium.
landfill.
The last time we played there too. That's gonna be the last game we play there.
Oh, is it?
The Canadian Bills, they're going to take this.
Canadian
They
Bills,
build a new one.
Yeah,
Canadian
I like that better.
landfill.
That sounds so much better. The Canadian Bills.
Yeah,
That's what I call
Canadian
them.
landfill Bills.
Yeah, that's the last time we're gonna play at that building too.
I gotta say, I don't pick the Dolphins winning that. Their opponent the week before on the road is the Jets. I don't think the Jets are, gonna put up much of a fight against them. I don't think the Jets are putting much of a fight up.
They might lose to the Jets.
These days.
They always lose once to the Jets. You forgot.
Don't do that, Crypto. You know how much I hate the Jets. Don't do that.
So I picked the Dolphins losing that Thursday night in week 3, following it up on an extra long week to stay at home against the Jets. I say the Dolphins win that game.
Yep.
Going on the road to the Carolina Panthers.
Hey, can we go back to the Jets real quick, though?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say we got this, but because it's Monday Night Football, we always embarrass ourselves when the lights are brightest. I think that's an L. I really do.
Justin Fields another 200 yards on the ground. Are you saying that, Bryson?
What? Say that again, Crypto?
You saying Justin Fields gets another 200 yards against us and 3 touchdowns and the near perfect QB
I don't
rating?
know. I think Breece Hall is probably going to be healthy for that game. He's struggled with injuries. I think they have, a solid defense. Now, that coach they got, I can't remember his name, from Detroit. He's a dog, man. That guy's a coach. They got a solid coach. I don't know what they're going to do with quarterback. I have no idea what they even have on the roster.
They already have a quarterback.
I think Monday Night Football, man, I mean, every time until the Dolphins can show me they can show up on prime time, I'm never going to believe in them. So I hope I'm wrong, but I see an L here.
But I got to be honest. What makes you believe the Jets are a primetime winning football team?
No, nothing. But
They
I
beat
got
us in
more.
prime time with Vinny Testaverde.
Again,
I have
a
more
primetime
disbelief.
victory over the Jets. Yes, it'd be nice to see, but is it really the type of primetime victory we're looking to showcase on Monday night? I think the Dolphins wax their ass.
I hope so,
Monday
man.
night.
Hey, I
Because
want
they
to be
just
wrong
lost
here.
to
A
the
lot of
fucking
opium going
Bills.
on.
They're mad as fucking want to punch on something, and the Jets are probably. I mean, they're a fucking shithole. What are we talking about? And they're coming to our house. They're cooked. They're done. They're fucking
The two
cooked.
will remain undefeated against them too.
Yeah, I don't see it. To me, the Dolphins in the first 4 weeks
He always
should come
finds a
out
way to
3-1.
skip out one game a season against them, though. It's amazing how he's maintaining that record. Never plays them two
Dolphins
times
should
in
come
a
out
year.
3-1, bro. Dolphins should
He
come
never
out
lost to
3-1.
him. He
Now,
never lost to the Patriots or Jets.
Yeah, that's
Carolina's
gonna end this year, sadly.
Carolina's interesting, right? Carolina's
Yeah,
an
it
interesting
is.
matchup because they're kind of an interesting football team. I don't believe in Bryce Young at all. I think he's going to be gone in a few years. He's going to go the way of the Tua Tagovailoa dodo
You
bird.
gotta be objective. He's turned the corner.
But I do agree with you. He has shown more. He has turned a corner. Can he
It was a
beat
short
the
corner, though.
Dolphins? This is a coin flip for me right now.
I could see that. I could see a coin flip on that one.
I got a coin flip on this one. To be honest, because if it was a home game, I'd lean Dolphins. But because it's on the road, the Dolphins on Monday night, so they're going to be on a shorter week to travel, and then also they could, kind of blow their wad like we see them do, for lack of a better term, in primetime, beating the hapless Jets. They come out and spank the fucking Jets. Everybody's like, the Dolphins are 3-1. I can't fucking believe it. Then the next week they follow it up and get fucking obliterated and can't do shit against the Panthers on the road.
I was going to say that.
I
You
am
beat
going
me
to pick
to
a
it, Cap.
loss. I am going to pick a loss against the Panthers on the road.
I think Kenneth Grant's going to embrace Hunt, and we're
So,
going
Kat,
to.
what's your record right now after week 5?
Right.
What's your
After that, we are 3-2.
Okay. And that Chargers game, man, that's that's a bitch right there.
So
man.
the Chargers game, because of how the Chargers match up against the Dolphins, I don't know. Now, listen, to me, it looks like we concentrated everything on our front seven. If it's by week fucking 6 figured out, clicking, and I trust it will, by Anthony Weaver, because Anthony Weaver, A, he isn't a new coach, B, it isn't a bunch of new players. There's some changing out, but obviously that was his motherfucking brainchild and focus. They didn't spend money on DBs. They said, give me these motherfucking linebackers and draft me a fucking a stud, and I'm going to show some magic with the front seven. So that matchup is not well for what the Chargers are trying to do today under Harbaugh. If we're being real, they're trying
that's
to be
his
a more
bread and
balanced
butter.
football
Is
team.
that's his bread and butter is the trenches.
I know, but if Dolphins front seven versus what they want to do, making the game one-dimensional.
I mean, listen, the thing is, they got Najee Harris.
I don't care.
I still think Najee has a tank. No, listen.
I don't think Najee was ever that great. I think
No,
he's
that's
good.
fine. I thought, I thought at the time he was a first rounder. I don't think he is
I do
anymore.
too, but he never
But
lived
the
up
thing
to it.
is, the problem with Najee is he doesn't show up every play. But the plays he does show up, he's a mother trucker to put down. Okay.
Agreed.
And I think that the thing they're gonna do with him is they're gonna play him very well. They also got in the first round, they got a guy out of North Carolina, Hampton. He's a solid back. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to relieve pressure off of Herbert. And I think Herbie can still, he can still whack somebody.
He can
that
still
guy's
swing it again.
Yes. He's got a cannon. I see an L
Well,
here.
yeah,
That's
it's
just my
most
personal
efficient
opinion.
year
I
on the
see a
Harbaugh.
loss against the Chargers.
So I'm in agreement, right? An at-home L to the Chargers. The thing is, the Chargers the week prior, right? Now, Dolphins have coming off a loss, okay? The Chargers, up to this point, have a motherfucker of a schedule, if I'm being real. They have Chiefs week 1, Raiders week 2, Broncos week 3, Giants week 4, Commanders Week 5, the week before they go to the Dolphins.
Yeah, they're gonna be tired.
They're gonna be kind of worn out. Like they've gone on the road to the Raiders, on the road to the Chiefs, on the road to the Broncos, on the road to the Commanders. They got a little bit of a tough schedule up front. It kind of lightens out at the end of the year from what I'm looking at, but not really. Their schedule is not fucking great. They only got a couple of.
Well, they play a second place schedule like us.
I know, but they're in the AFC West, and then they got the NFC they got the NFC North. So they got the Vikings, they got the Cowboys,
that's a hard
on
schedule.
Monday night.
Listen,
they got the Steelers on Sunday night. Like they got a hard schedule, dude.
This game right here is very important. I think this is one of those games where you got to take the fucking season by the balls. You have to win this game. The Chargers, that's a mother trucker with the schedule they got for the first 5 weeks. You got to beat the Chargers here, not only just in a tight game, convincingly, because you're going to go on the road for 2 games. And I think week 9 is probably the most important game of the season because it's mid-season and you're playing the Ravens. The Bills will always be our hardest opponent. Even if they're not even that good, they are good. But even if they're not, just because Bills have our number right now. That Chargers game is going to set you up for a 2-week road game. And that week 9 game, I will say this here, that is the hardest game we have on the schedule other than the Bills.
So let's not jump too far ahead. So I'm gonna say the Dolphins lose at home against the Chargers. I'm just
You guys seen that offensive line they have? It's 4 first-round picks on it.
I know, and that's
3-3.
That's kind of where I'm at. We're at 3-3. I think their run game, they become balanced, and it's just one of those games that anyone could have won it, and the Dolphins didn't. That's how I see that game probably going.
Tolerance is a good thing.
The Browns come week 7. I think the Browns are gonna. I don't know. The Browns are going to be the most hot and cold football team in all of football again.
Yeah, they will be Jekyll Hyde. Who knows who's going to be the quarterback?
They're going to win games they have no business winning and lose games they should have won because they've been on a 3-game winning streak. So the Browns, the week before they see the Dolphins, they let me see, where's it at?
Sorry about that.
Where's their schedule?
They probably would have beaten the Steelers, Ravens, or Bengals. Like they always do. It did get destroyed the next week.
They don't really have anyone at receiver, but they did get that running back from Ohio State who might pop.
So just to let everybody know, the Browns have the fucking hardest fucking schedule of anyone for the first fucking couple of weeks, dude. It looks like. I'm looking at it right now.
That's because they're in the division. Look at the division there.
Just listen to this, bro. Just listen. They start the season at home against the Bengals, then go on the road against the Ravens, then are at home for the Packers, then go on the road against the Lions, then are at home against the Vikings, and then are on the road against the fucking Steelers the week before they face the Dolphins.
Damn, they got
The week
3
before they
NFC
face the
wins.
Dolphins at home. I gotta say,
Jesus,
they're gonna be in
it's a trap game.
It's a trap game for both of them because who knows what the fuck's going on? Like, what a son of a.
No, watch playing them, especially when we got to play somebody good like the following week or whatever. Damn, they might be 0-6.
Yeah, NFC
I
North
know.
is tough, man. That's
Like,
That could be a trap game for us.
Well, it could be a trap game, or that team and that organization with Shador Sanders and Dylan Gabriel and the other 10 quarterbacks they have. It could be a fucking dumpster fire with the whole thing. Management's fighting with coaching staffs about this, and
or it could be the opposite. Remember, the year they made the playoffs, they had
the opposite.
The year they made the playoffs, they had started 4 different starting quarterbacks the year they made the playoffs.
Listen, and again, right? Agreed. They,
And the coach was on the list for Coach of the Year, Stefanski.
Well, maybe they're 6-0 and go against the
Right, that's
Dolphins.
what I'm saying. It could be. You never know. It could be
And
Jekyll
they're the
Hyde
best
team.
team in the NFL running 2 quarterbacks in a system. Who the fuck knows? But again, if I'm going to go off of what their schedule looks like, what the Dolphins have looked like, Dolphins are on a 2-game losing streak, go on the road after losing at home and what it would be a close game against the Chargers. The Cleveland Browns have had a motherfucker of a schedule. It's a coin flip, but I'm going to pick the Dolphins to win it. I'm going to pick the Dolphins to win against the Cleveland Browns. And that's just, I think they don't go on a 3-game losing streak and they beat the Browns. And now the Dolphins are above 500 at 4-3. That's kind of how I see it, guys. I mean, if we're just fucking off here,
I see it.
you know,
There's no shot I'm going to that game. I'm not going to Cleveland.
Scott Jackson said he's going to bet 1,000 that we don't lose in the bye week.
Trying to see.
I agree with you, Scott. I'm going to bet 2,000 that we
got
don't
zero
lose in the
faith in the Browns receivers. They have Jerry Jeudy, Cedric Tillman, and Jamari Thrash. Not much there.
I mean, all right. So the Falcons, they're kind of like a tricky team.
You can make it happen,
right? Their schedule is debatable right now. I don't think, honestly, they've got a very favorable schedule as I'm looking at it. All in all, for the team. But then again, they play in the NFC, right? They do start out hard. They go against the Lions, then the Vikings, then the 49ers, which God only knows what the 49ers are going to be this year. They then play at home against the Panthers, on the road against the Bucks, at home against the Titans, away again against the Panthers, and then they come back home, and that's when they face the Dolphins in whatchamacallit, in week 8. To me, again, it's exactly like the Panthers. I don't know what to expect. Either way, it is a road game for the Dolphins. But I gotta feel like I'm looking at week 5 and week 8, and the Dolphins are gonna split those wins, and that's kind of where I'm at. So I'm gonna say that they actually win that game, putting them at 5-3 come this point.
I think we win too. I'm going to go to that game. And the Falcons, I don't think they changed any offensive players this offseason. I think they're returning the same team.
Yeah, they're rolling it back, and it might be the right thing because they're kind of, they still got some Kirk Cousins cap they got to deal with and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a pause year. And for the NFC and that division, they need to see what they can grow and where they want to build for the real future. They still got time with Penix and all that other stuff. So I feel like if the Falcons are looking at what they have and what they're doing, I think they feel that they're a year ahead of schedule as far as where they had contingency plans with the Cousins thing. So they're kind of making up for lost time and going to ride it out.
a playoff team last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to push back on this one. I'm looking at their roster, and I'm looking at
They actually got a pretty good roster. They got Landon.
I mean,
receiving
Penix
core.
going into year 2, I liked him year 1. They got Drake London. They have Bijan Robinson. They have Darnell Mooney. I mean, yes, they had a...
Yeah, they got some weapons. They got weapons.
So they were
Mooney and
also,
Pitts don't scare me.
figuring out what they were doing at quarterback. I really think this is one of those sleeper games where you walk in, especially if you beat the Chargers and you beat the Browns or whatever. You're gonna walk in. Okay, Green's fucking away, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're walking into their building and you're expecting them not to be that strong.
It's a dome,
opponent.
bro. It's a dome. It's 2 left-handed. Isn't Penix a left-handed fucking quarterback?
Yeah.
There's 2 left-handed quarterbacks out there. I'm telling you, and how I look at it, if Tua's playing in that game, the Dolphins are winning because I don't think Penix is going to be able to rise up over what Tua will beat him at. Because that's
he's
just how
even there. I don't even think he's going to be there for this game.
Well, when I made the calculus,
I know you're not saying that, but I am. I'm putting that into
the
my
Dolphins
thing.
have pulled the plug now, and they're more worried about the trade deadline Falcons.
They got D'Amico Ryans as a defensive coordinator. Last time Tua faced a D'Amico Ryans type defense, he got destroyed.
Yeah,
Didn't he? Or what's his name? Or what's his name? That style of defense? When he played, that guy was on the 49ers staff when we played him in San Francisco. Isn't that the same coach?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, Tua's won a big
So
game.
it's Tua facing their defense, not necessarily facing Penix. He'll be facing that defense.
Which
Well,
might
actually,
have problems against that style defense.
Raheem Morris was he's remember he wasn't the Raheem Morris was the San Francisco coach. He wasn't the 49ers. He has his own style of defense. Raheem Morris does.
But I want to know because Bijan Robinson's big receiving back. He likes to take the ball in the hands.
And Raheem Morris came from the Rams, not the 49ers.
He likes to catch it in the flat and just on that.
Okay.
That little
Please
J
tell me,
hook.
someone on this panel, please tell me which DB's covering London,
I'm thinking about D'Amico.
and Bijan. Who's covering
First
these
of all,
guys?
London is again. I think he's talented and he's kind of consistent, but I don't see he's not like a wide receiver one, dude. That guy's a glorified wide receiver two. If we're being
good. Well, he put up almost 1,300 yards last year.
I know.
Yeah, he's a true number one.
He had 9 touchdowns last year. I mean,
Right. He's a legitimate number one. He roasted the Chiefs.
Cap, I'll
Didn't
give
he
you
roast
that.
the Spagnola Stevens?
I get it, boys. I got you. I'm telling you, London is not.
That's fine. But when you're lined up against Storm Duck, you turn into a receiver one, okay?
There you go. Enough said. Enough said. There you go.
No, well, Tua has won a very big game in that stadium, and that was the national championship in 2018.
To me, if Tua's in a dome, I'm favoring to him over a younger quarterback.
I agree with that. I'm not really worried about the offense on this side.
But he's a veteran. He's no longer a rookie.
Hey,
I'm not really worried
I
about
got
the
it now.
defense.
So Joe Rich, you got it. So if we could get Jalen Hurts to start the first half and we can get Tua to play the second half, we'll win in that stadium.
Yeah, just
there you go. Jake, if Jalen Hurts can play the first half, yeah, you got it, Fake.
Personally, I think Weaver's gonna run a bend don't break defense, allow things, use his off-ball linebackers a lot to negate tight ends and running backs, and take away whatever they can, or at least mitigate any passing yardage, and force teams into 3rd and long and bring blitzes. And that's what I think he's going to do. And he's going to disrupt.
That didn't even work against Aaron Rodgers at the end of the season. So how's it going to work against a mobile quarterback like Penix?
Again, I'm looking at the team I'm looking at Phillips there. I'm looking at Chubb there. I'm looking at Sealer right next to Kenneth Grant. I'm looking at these new linebackers and the rotation of guys like Good and whom else they shake out. I'm going to pick the Dolphins to beat the Falcons because I think the offense will do fine, and I think our defense will do better.
And what's our record now?
That would make it 5-3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Bryson. He in the Delta phase of his sleep.
Hey, Crypto,
this is the
when
Delta
we get
phase.
backstage, we'll let everybody know the real record. But I love you, Cap.
So here's where things get dicey. Dolphins now feeling themselves.
Yikes, dude.
Two wins after losing at home against the Chargers, and this is where happens, right?
Yep.
I think we lose at home Thursday Night Football against the fucking Baltimore Ravens. I think we lose again to the Bills at home.
Yep.
So right now we're 5-5. And now listen, if it was at home against the Dolphins, against the Commanders, I would pick us to lose this game.
Yep.
Right? Now, here's the thing. And I think Jaden Daniels is going to be the next great quarterback in this league. I think he'll surpass guys like CJ Stroud. And when you look at like Bryce Young and you're looking at some of these young quarterbacks that haven't gotten their contracts yet, and some of the guys that were drafted this year and guys that are Jaden Daniels will emerge over a 7, 8, 9 year sample size as the guy that came out that was fucking one of the best, right? I believe so. I look and see complete, utter, immense talent that translates really good to the NFL.
So I'm making a high.
But I am going to say this is a young kid that, caught the league by storm, second year slumps. I don't think he's going to have it, and be like everybody's like, oh, he's not really it. But you're asking a lot of a really young quarterback to go on the road to fucking Madrid in a crowd that's going to be crazy. And again, I know he was in the playoffs and he was on cloud nine. And he was
I would
dicing.
say primetime games don't affect him.
I'm just saying that the only chance that I see the Dolphins having against the Commanders would be that maybe this moment, maybe this travel, maybe something to those effects are affecting the team, right? That's all I can say as far as where the Dolphins could potentially edge them out in this matchup, right? That's just
or a sophomore slump for Jaden or something.
Well, yeah, that
They
I
added
said
Debo,
that too,
so they-
and I don't believe he's
I don't
gonna
see that.
I agree.
They've been
Okay,
protected against the sophomore slump because they got one of the best linemen they added with Tunsil and another great offensive lineman, and they added Debo Samuel. No, he's protected against the sophomore slump.
So again, I just want to point out the games they're gonna have, leading up to this travel for the Dolphins in Madrid. Okay, and they get their bye week after it as well, but in week 7 they're on the road in Dallas. Week 8 they're on the road in Kansas City. Week 9 they're at home against. Week 9 they're at home against Seattle, and then week 10, the week before the Dolphins, they're at home against the Lions. Okay,
That's tough schedule, but I think
no
Washington.
more tough than what the Dolphins are just facing with the Baltimore Ravens and the fucking
Yeah,
and the
I
Bills.
think the Washington Commanders, I think they're the best team in the NFC. They've gone toe to toe with the greats. They went they took the Detroit Lions on the biggest high of their entire franchise,
Buddy,
and they bent them over. They bent them
to win.
over.
I picked them to win, and I love the Lions, but I kind of seen what they were doing.
But
again,
this is another primetime game, man. I
agree. It's prime time at 9:30 in the fucking morning.
That
See
don't
what I'm
matter,
saying?
man. That don't
It does.
matter.
Yeah, it's not really prime time. I don't count the overseas game as prime time.
9:30 in the morning, and I'm just saying, it's if there was ever a time when I think Jaden Daniels could stumble, it would be in these conditions.
I can agree with that.
That's all I'm saying. And also, I'm looking at a month here where 3 weeks where the Dolphins are going to go on a 3-game slide. Now, I'll tell you what, if they beat the Baltimore Ravens on Thursday night, I think they lose in Madrid. If somehow they beat the fucking Bills at home on the 9th in week 10, I would say they lose in Madrid. But I've just picked them to lose both those games. I got to pick them at least at 1. Now, do the Dolphins go on a 3-game slide and drop under 500 heading into the bye week? I could see that too.
That's the reset. That's what it was, the reset.
I can see that too.
I think them seeing that bye week coming up too. I think I don't know. I don't have any faith in this team when it comes to determination and looking an opponent in the face and slapping them. I see them get slapped time and time again. I see them fold, and I think Jaden Daniels is going to completely. I think the DB room, and I've been saying it for weeks.
Dolphins are 5-5 heading to Madrid to face the Commanders. And
that wouldn't be my record. That's your record, but sure.
I know.
Put us under 500
I say
game.
the Dolphins go under 500 and they lose to the Commanders. That's what I'm going to say. So now the Dolphins are 5-6, sub 500 going into the bye week. They just
so who gets fired on a plane ride back, Cap?
Don't tell me. Listen, do not tell me you guys haven't heard the exact story I'm telling. Dolphins head into the bye week, sub 500 or at 500, and went on a fucking losing streak on their way there. At home, nonetheless.
But somebody's got to get fired going into the bye week then.
Leave Tua in Spain.
All right.
Okay,
So,
we'll take that then, Joe. Somebody's got to be left out.
Dolphins 5-6, losing the past 3 weeks in a row at home against the Ravens, at home against the Bills, and then in a home game but on the road in Madrid to the Washington Commanders. They take the long trip back from Spain, take a week off, reconvene, and come home to find the Saints and beat the Saints, making them now back to 500.
Mm-hmm.
So then I don't think anyone's going to push back on the Saints. The Saints could be completely pulled the plug at this point because they've only won 3 games. You know what I'm saying? Or 2 games at that point. The Jets on the road, I'm still picking the Dolphins to beat them. I know it's, December 7th. It's going to be cold. It's going to be 1 o'clock. I don't give a fuck. I hope it's Zach Wilson playing in that game and beating the Jets in fucking New York. I'm just saying, Dolphins winning that game.
Don't worry, he'll be playing by then.
Dolphins winning that game. Dolphins now 7-6. Okay, 7-6 on the road Monday night against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Who will the quarterback be? Will it be Aaron Rodgers?
Skylar Thompson revenge game.
Or will it be
Skylar
Machine Gun Thompson playing against? I don't know. If Zach Wilson played on the road against the Jets and won, does he play on the road? Are we going to see Monday Night Football, Zachariah Wilson versus Skylar the Machine Gun Thompson? What a fucking
That's the matchup.
What a
fuck it. That's the matchup.
The Steelers know how to win these games.
That's right. They know how to win them at home at that.
Yes, they
know how to win them at home.
I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck
Mike
if they
Thomas playing for his life.
If they revive Ben Roethlisberger from whatever hole he's in right now, they win these games. This is Monday night. This is at their home. This is not. We beat them last time we played them. I think it was a Thursday night. Actually, that was the same day my daughter was born. But whatever. This is at their home. If this was our house, I think this is a W. But it's in Pittsburgh. This is a big L. I don't give a fuck who the quarterback is.
Okay. Well,
Dolphins in a blowout of Pittsburgh, bro. Dolphins in a blowout of Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh.
Mike Tomlin don't lose this game.
Yeah, and McD just said it in the chat. McD just said in the chat 6 drop interceptions in that game I just brought up. If
it was about 6 of them.
If
that was
2 of
brutal.
those were actually picked off, that's an L right there. I don't see us winning this game. I know I've only said L's in this whole time.
I'm going to make some predictions about this game.
We only scored 16 points in that game, too.
Currently, the Dolphins are 1 game above 500, 7-6 after beating the Jets and beating the Saints, coming back hot after the bye.
I think it's going to be our worst loss of the season.
On the road, Monday Night Football. Now, here's a couple scenarios in which I'm going to tell you that I could see the Dolphins winning and losing and why and what they're effective. If Tua's not in the game against the Jets and Zachariah Wilson does beat the Jets and then he then the next week goes to the Steelers, Dolphins lose that game. I don't care if Skylar Thompson's playing or not. Dolphins lose that game. If Zach Wilson played the Jets game, but then Tua plays the Steelers game, and it's against Skylar Thompson, the Dolphins win. The Dolphins will win that game. If
He goes on winter break before that, so he won't even play.
Maybe. You're probably right. But okay, so say Tua plays the Jets game, but Zach Wilson finishes the Jets game that the Dolphins win in any capacity, and then plays against on the road against the Steelers. I think we win that game if it's against Skylar Thompson.
I think that's the concussion game for Tua. I hate calling that, but I think that's the concussion game.
Tua's not playing. Zach Wilson playing. He didn't get it.
I know.
But so now, if Tua's been playing all along, and Aaron Rodgers is there, Dolphins lose that game. If
this is an L for me.
If Tua goes down in the Steelers game early and Zach Wilson comes in, the Dolphins win that game against Aaron Rodgers.
I actually agree. Zach Wilson's actually pretty nasty when
As the relief
There's no
hitter,
chance we beat
But hey, real
Mike
quick,
Tomlin
Shake's been
coach team
quiet
at
up
the same
there.
time that Aaron Rodgers is the quarterback.
Shake Money's been quiet up there. I want to hear his thoughts on this game, and two, I want to hear his record after week 15.
What are you talking about? The
What'd you say?
Who?
Shake Money. I want to hear
Women.
what his record is going out of week 15, going into week 16. I want to hear his thoughts on this game.
On the Steelers game?
Yeah, and what's your record so far?
I really haven't given that thought, but I don't. Look, I agree with Crypto. Mike Tomlin. Is I could. We barely beat the Steelers at home that one time. I would say it depends. I think the only chance we have to win is depending on how healthy Steelers roster is. I think we have a chance to win them if their defense is.
Yeah, because T.J. Watt might not be there for week 15.
Yeah, they have a terrible record without T.J. Watt.
Terrible record.
Right. Yeah, that's what I say. He's a difference maker. I'm really keying in on whether or not he's healthy or not. He's a disruptor.
I'm going to pick the Dolphins to lose to the Steelers because there's only like 2 ways in which the Dolphins could win by my predictions. And there's like 4 ways the Steelers can win, right? So I'll pick the Dolphins losing on the road against the Steelers. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I guess it's short week. But
I might go to that game. I think I'm going to that game.
So now the Dolphins are 7-7. Dolphins are 7-7. They're 500.
You're not going to break his jaw, are you, Fred?
With Pittsburgh as we speak, bro.
So now against Sunday night at home against the Bengals, I mean, first of all, if any game you want to go to, watch and see if Tua's healthy and Joe Burrow's healthy, that's the game to go watch.
Oh, yeah.
Late in the season.
The Dolphins and the Bengals have an unspoken hatred for each other because they're the same thing in both of their divisions, right? The Bengals are the Dolphins in the AFC North and vice versa.
Yeah.
They've
had a little more success, though. They've had
Have they though?
Have we been to a Super Bowl? We can't even win a damn playoff game, bro.
Recent success, but in totality of organization.
Totality, sure, but they figured it out. Their rebuild's actually working.
I'm not saying they're not more successful right now. Again, and I would edge Burrow over Tua every single day of the week, and I don't give a shit. Burrow can be just as injury prone as Tua, but yet Burrow to me is a league ahead of him. So it's not even close.
I love Joe Burrow more.
Joe Burrow to me, minus the injury concerns, he's my favorite quarterback in the NFL.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Hey, Chad, I got a question for you, bro.
What's up?
So, what do you think about this season? Factor in if Tyreek is ready to go get day one, bro.
Fred, you're taking me off topic. We're not doing that. I'll say this.
Well, all of my
predictions right now, Fred, are as if the team is healthy and that Tyreek isn't gone and Tua's not been injured without missing, weeks at a time, right? He can go down in a game and everything like that. I've measured both quarterbacks, Tua and or Zach Wilson kind of playing, and the Dolphins doing what they do best and not suffering massive catastrophic injuries that completely derail it. That's kind of where I'm at. Now, that's how I'm predicting. So I gotta say, given the same carte blanche to the Bengals, I'm siding with Joe Shiesty over Tua, and that they lose that game. And now the Dolphins fall from 7-7 to 7-8. Now they're sub 500, and the playoffs with 8 losses look extremely, extremely bleak. And for the remainder, these last 2 games are a son of a bitch.
Before you go to that though, Cap, I gotta say this: the Bengals. I'm actually like, I really like Joe Burrow. I watched Joe Burrow win the Natty when I was living in Louisiana at the time. I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of Jamar Chase. Obviously, I won't be on Week 16 on the 21st. But listen, Joe Burrow, if healthy, and we're saying everyone else is healthy, so we got to give that to the other teams as well.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase is going to have 250 on us. He's going to have 2 to 3 touchdowns. This is going to be, listen.
I don't know about 250.
Damn, 2 to 3. Goddamn.
We have to put everything in on this game. This
You're a
is one
hater.
of those games you have to drop your nut.
You're a fucking hater, bro.
Yeah,
he always gets 200 yards every now and then, though.
I am.
Ain't gonna
but
lie.
listen,
Chase always gets 200 yards.
Jamar Chase is going to have a crazy game because guess what? Storm Duck, I love Cater Kohu, but he's a slot. All right, he's a slot corner. Storm Duck, he just showed up. Okay. Cam Smith, I've been saying it for months. He don't even know where we play football at. Okay. Sunday night football. This is going to be a bloodbath. This is going to be a terrible game. And I love these matchups. These are the matchups you circle on the freaking calendar and you want to be at that game. And honestly, I wish I had leave-in for this game because even though I'm saying this, I'd be at this game. And I'm actually going to look at
You
the
got
calendar.
Storm Duck getting 4 interceptions, Bryson?
I got
Storm Duck
Storm
getting
Duck
4
pissing his
picks?
pants and
Listen,
freaking
Sunday
3
night
minutes into the
football
game.
against the Bengals. If Tua's there and Joe Burrow's there and Chase and Waddle and Hill, and I'm telling you, with the defenses, everything is going to be hell of a fucking.
all I know is
Storm Duck getting 4 picks on Burrow. Goddamn.
This is a bloodbath, dude. This is going to be a bloodbath.
Mike Tomlin is going to look at Mike McDaniel and goes, "Noah ain't here to save you now."
Yeah, dude. I'm
damn.
Bengals,
again.
This is going to be a game for them.
No, it's going to be in Madrid, Jake.
They're middling, right? They're going to need this win just as much as we're.
That's right. That's right.
Same with the Bucks the next week.
Yeah, the Bucks going to need to win that game,
and they're going to torch us even more in the air. Look at
No, you're crazy. I love Baker, but no.
Mike
Joe Burrow
Evans
is the top 5
Look at
quarterback.
those weapons they have.
Again.
Mike Evans, Godwin's coming back. They got another receiver. They just drafted the kid out of UCLA.
Games a year, bro. Get out of here with Godwin. Listen,
They got a 400-pound lineman. Remember, they got the 400-pound lineman.
L2 Buxton. We'll get to that in a second. Buxton, we're not done with the Bengals. Listen, Sunday night football is going to be a damn bloodbath, and I'm going to be on here crying. And I'm going to say, I fucking told you so. Get the Narcan, motherfucker.
God damn.
Let's see.
Yeah, we're giving up 800 in the air across those 2 weeks.
Damn.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, in a 2-week period. Yeah. God damn. We got to be facing a 480-pound lineman. How we going to block him?
Here's the thing. Dolphins losing Sunday night puts them at 7-8. Okay.
Playoffs on the brink.
Playoffs are there's a sliver of hope because that's just how the NFL will always be for a lot of teams. Depending on where the Bucks are at in their division and or where their wild card seating, because the NFC always lets one team in with eight wins and another division wins with 8 wins. You know, I'm going to pick the Dolphins to go 500 right there. And then it's going to come down to probably winner take all for the Patriots or the Dolphins, or one or the other team's going to be looking to play spoiler against the other team in the final week of the season, while the Dolphins are a 500 football team. And it will be reminiscent to how it always is here for Dolphins fans.
Yep.
And that's I have perfectly predicted this schedule, just so you guys know. You guys are all saying, "Oh, 3 wins." And yeah,
hey, Cap, we're gonna win 1 game, 1 to 8 games, Cap. I'm with you, Cap.
You're with me,
that was an
right?
accurate prediction.
So am I right or am I fucking right?
Hey, listen, I said 10-7 last season. I was off by 3 games, but you on point here. But listen, we're gonna probably get, we're probably gonna end up playing in a blizzard for that final weekend to decide it all.
That's another thing too, right? That's another thing. And
the Blizzard Bowl,
a blizzard
Wind Bowl.
is now here's a couple of things with that final game, winner take all to get in as a wild card seed, right? Is Diggs has he already turned into the diva that's got the whole fucking organization spinning on its head? That is a
you be a diva at that time.
that's a potential reality come that point, right?
Oh,
Or on the flip
that's
side,
interesting.
does Vrabel have a power run game with limitations of what you need from the quarterback, and it is completely humming come that point?
He's dating
Right.
Cardi B now.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Diggs need not apply in this game to me. This
Wait
is
a
gonna
minute.
be
Hold on. Who's dating Cardi B?
No,
Stephon
this is
Diggs.
going to be a defensive
Oh my
masterclass.
God! So he's about to have some baby Cardi B's now.
Vrabel's going to drop his nuts, and he's gonna be on the sideline scheduling his masseuse appointment for after the game. This is going to be a bloodbath, man. And actually, it's not going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be a tight game. But I see a 12-10 win right here for the Patriots. I think we beat them the first game we play. I think we lose this game. And I think this game right here, I'm going to say it, this is going to make the Patriots go into the playoffs as either the 6th or 7th seed. And they'll probably lose the playoff game, but they're going to make the playoffs.
As a 7th seed with 12 wins?
Well, I don't know how many wins they're going to have, but they're not going to be the winner of the division. So they're going to get into the wild card with this game right here.
That's a wild card. Okay.
And that's kind of how I could see it unfolding. And the Dolphins are now 8-9, losing a heartbreaker where fans go, "We need change."
Yep.
You know.
Right. But what happens on Black Monday though?
First year coach and a quarterback that ain't costing them an arm and a leg. And
I blame Fred.
Where our story was a few years ago, their story is now, and it's been flipped, and we're tanking and all that stuff. And the Dolphins will probably end up with like the 12th pick in the fucking draft with an 8-9 record.
Yep, we gotta have the 12th pick. And what happens on Black Monday?
And by the way,
what happens on Black Monday, Cap?
Nothing happens if they're smart. They'll keep the coach and just get a different quarterback. That would be the smart.
We're gonna have to pay
They're not smart. They're the dumbest motherfuckers.
Right, that's what I'm saying. You expect them to do that?
Either A, they keep Mike McDaniel, or B, if they do let Mike McDaniel go for whatever reason, I don't think it'll be a right one, especially with an 8-9 record, they then elevate Weaver. One of the two, we need continuity because I like Weaver too, but I again, what's his offensive staff going to look like?
Yeah, and I don't know if he's ready yet. But
I don't think he's ready. I don't think he's ready to build the offensive side.
If
but
we don't elevate him, we might lose him.
I guarantee we will. Okay, but I would rather keep McDaniel and let Weaver go and find another DC than elevate my DC and look for an OC on a new system and rebuild that way while I'm trying to fucking tank and or draft a quarterback. I need an identity offensively because I'm needing to pick a fucking quarterback. And that's kind of what it comes down to.
Cap, I gotta say something about you real quick.
What's up?
I appreciate you because I thought this was gonna go different. You were pretty optimistic. I think you had some solid takes. I thought you were gonna roast these motherfuckers. But that being said, we win 5 or 6 games. That's all I gotta say.
I mean, maybe, right? And that depending on how.
Hey, where are we picking in the draft? Are we gonna win 5 games?
If the Dolphins are 2-5, if the Dolphins are 2-4, or 2-4 or 2-5, I could see them pull the plug. And you're right. But I'm just going off of
we'll pick another Alabama quarterback.
Simple parity of the NFL.
We might be picking. You're right, Shake. You onto something. We got to get to the bottom of this.
The worst teams from the bad teams from the good teams aren't that far apart. That's why a lot of teams end up with 7-8 wins. There's always the dredges of the NFL, and then there's those that are skyrocketing and owning it.
Sure.
But mostly, a lot of teams are fighting.
Pretty close.
They're fighting. I gotta run, boys. I'll see you guys later.
Take care, Cap.
I'll tap in with you boys.
Thanks for the show, man. Thanks for having us on. See you, man.
Bryson. You got your tickets to the Saints game. I'm not the Saints, to the Atlanta game.
I was trying to look at the schedule. The problem is I've already I got some trips planned, and I'm actually trying to go to an event in September for my union. So
Okay.
I got to see how it plays out. I don't know if this year will
Not
be.
you NACA, right? You're NACA,
Yeah, I was
right?
just
NACA.
not to talk about that, but I was just in San Francisco for our convention. I was a delegate. But anyways, back to this. I really think I don't think this season's going to be a good season for me to see a game. Obviously, I got Sunday tickets, so I'll be watching every game no matter what. Even if I got to watch it, not live, if I got to watch the recording. But yeah, man, I don't see. I think Color's closer in the comments with his predictions. I think we'll win more than 3 games, but I think that's more likely than us winning 8 games. Cap had some good points, but like he said, he didn't enact injuries and stuff. And what do we always know about the Dolphins? They get injured consistently. That might be the only thing that they're good at, is getting injured and falling short of the goals that we put on this team. And what they do is at the end of the season, they say, hey, we're going to stay packed. We're going to stick with status quo, and we're going to move forward. Tyreek Hill, I think he's not. The Chiefs kind of waxed us. Listen, I love Tyreek Hill. I got a jersey in the closet. They kind of waxed us a little bit with that trade. I thought it was great
They turn
value.
out to be the winners. They might have been the winners of the
Yes.
trade.
Listen, I still think it was a good trade for us. I don't think it was a great trade. I think the Chiefs got more value out of it because we're looking at all the problems that Tyreek is bringing. And listen, he's a dog though. I mean, he's tough. He had a season-ending wrist injury. You got to give the guy the flowers, and he showed up day in, day out. And I think JP and Bradley Chubb are going to be very pivotal for our team this year, more than Tua. I'll say that. That D line is more important to me this year than Tua, in the fact that I already know Tua's going down. I know it. It's going to happen. It happens every fucking year, other than one in his entire collegiate and professional career. Now,
one
move
out
on
8
from that.
seasons.
Let's move on from that. Bradley Chubb and JP, they're coming back this year. We hope, right? We hope.
What's
They're
the likelihood
absolute
they both
dogs.
stay healthy?
JP's a beast.
Yeah, JP
but
can't.
we need to see. Listen, with this DB room, our D line needs to be one of the best D lines in the NFL if we want to be successful. It's just a fact. Because if we can get to the quarterback, we can give our DBs some room. But listen, when you play the Bengals, when you play these high powered, when you play, I know we're not playing the Chiefs, but when you play teams like that, when you play the Ravens, you play the Bills, high octane teams, they're going to completely destroy us because of that DB room. So Chubb, Phillips, and that rookie we just got, they need to step up. They need to get pressure on the quarterback often. And we need to be able to not just get pressure, we need to be able to get sacks with just sending 4 in.
Yeah, because
Because
pressure's
we
going to
cannot
always
blitz much. We will not be blitzing much this year because we can't. We absolutely can't. And I think they're going to add more to the DB room. Asante Samuel's out there. Xavier Howard's out there. Say what you want. I love Howard. He was a great player for us, one of the best cornerbacks we've ever seen come through this team. But listen, I think it's a 5 or 6 team, and I'm siding more with the 5 than the 6. I think Tua goes down by week 5. I think Tyreek Hill is going to have the same issues he's had before, where he has great games, but then he falls asleep behind the wheel when we're on a Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, whatever have you. Waddle, I think he'll have a solid year. I think he'll do well. And A-Chain, man, this guy's going to be, I think he's already on the precipice of this. A-Chain's going to be a household name after this year because we're going to be down a lot this year, and we're going to be using A-Chain a lot this year, like we always should. I think he's the best football player on the team. Yes, Tyreek Hill's better talent-wise, but when it comes around the whole all-around football player, I'm taking A-Chain every fucking time. He's young. He's not a diva. He sits back. He works hard. And every loss we ever had, you can never point the finger at A-Chain. I can count 3 off the top of my head where I can point the finger at Tyreek Hill and I can point the finger at Tua. You can never, ever point the finger at A-Chain. But I don't want to take the floor for too long. I want to hear what you guys got thoughts on my thoughts.
No, I'll say this. The never before while I'm going into the season where I'm actually looking forward to Black Monday. That's the
Hey,
date,
me too,
pivotal
man.
date.
Me too. But Liz, I think Liz had something to say.
That's
What's up, Liz?
the date I'm looking forward to out of anything. Black Monday.
I
I
agree.
got a circle.
And before you go, Liz, I just want to
Huh?
make what color straws do you like, Crypto? What color is your favorite color? Green is your favorite color, right?
You
I'm gonna
said
send you some
straw?
straw. Yeah, I'm gonna send you some
Green. Yeah, I
straws.
told you.
You over here
Green.
blaming Fred. He's gonna break your jaw when he sees you. But go ahead, Liz.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
Damn, Jake. That's crazy. Go ahead, Liz. Go ahead, Liz.
Guys,
Give me those straws.
well, yeah, we already have one diva, and his name is Tua. So we don't need
Oh,
no more of
damn.
those.
So what's the diva?
Well, we,
I
we
ain't know
got
that,
more than
Liz.
one, Liz.
Hold
We
on,
got
let me
more.
write
We
that
got more
down.
than one.
Damn, I didn't know that, Liz. Hold on, let me write this down. I got to put this in my notes. Give me a second.
Pete, get your ass up here, Pete. I haven't
Let me
talked
write
to you in
this
a
down.
while. I want to hear some of your takes, Pete.
I
I
already
never
said a
thought
lot
I'd
on
say
Pete.
this, but I miss Pete.
He can tell you how I feel about Tua.
No, I can understand that, Liz. And I appreciate you coming up with us. What up, Cap? How's it going, man?
You missed Pete. Wait, were you trying to hit him with your car?
No, dude, I haven't heard from Pete in a while, and it's not really his fault. It's probably more mine. I think he's more on Twitter than YouTube.
No, he actually has
Really?
a show, Pete's Take.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll have
he's
to
been
check
on.
that out. I'll have
Yeah,
to check
Pete's
that
Take.
out.
Yeah,
He has
that's
some
a show.
episodes.
But listen, Ramsey, I don't think they're gonna I don't think they know what they're doing. Like, I really genuinely believe if they get rid of Ramsey, which it seems like they're going to, I think that's their ass. I think they're gone. They should be gone if Ramsey's gone. And I'm talking about Greer and McDaniel.
Oh,
I just want Greg on. That's it. That's
No, I
all my
mean,
hope
Want
is.
McDaniel gone and
I hate
Tua.
Don't worry, Chef Chu. He's going to resign in the middle of the season. He'll resign.
I'm good at
McDaniel
enough.
intrigues me enough to want to roll the dice again with a different QB.
No, I get that, but the thing is, like, my thing with McDaniel, I think him and Tua are a great marriage. They get along really well. They have a similar, viewpoint on football. If you get, I see it as a trio, right? The head coach and the quarterback, the GM's important too. Don't get me wrong. The head coach and quarterback is the biggest deal in sports. That relationship is more important than any relationship in any sport, bar none. Seriously, I really believe that.
That's why
And I
Flores
think
Tua was never going to work.
if you get rid of one, you got to get rid of them all for our situation. If Greer goes, Tua McDaniel goes. If McDaniel goes, Tua and Greer goes. And I've been up here and I've been saying I don't want McDaniel and I don't want Tua and I don't want Greer. I don't want those guys. But if you're not willing to strip her down to the studs, you got to keep them. And I don't like it. I'm with all you guys. I don't want Greer anymore. I don't want McDaniel. But if you're not willing to go and clean house,
right?
I want to keep them all. That's my opinion.
I'm with you. I'm with it because you want to do it the right way. You don't want to do a partial.
You got to do a clean sweep. Yeah, you got. You can't do itemized. On this one, I'm gonna take it. My bad.
No. Go ahead, Crypto. I've been talking a lot. Sorry.
No, I was gonna add on to something Joe Rich just said. I was gonna say you can't in this situation, you can't do what they call itemized deductions. You know, your taxes, you do itemized things. You got to go standard deduction. You got to go the whole thing and say, hey, I want the whole blotch. No itemized deductions, do standard deductions.
Yeah, we haven't
Exactly.
done that since they got Parcells. If you guys really think about it, since 2000, when we won the division with Pennington, that's the only time we ever cleaned house completely. Completely.
Yeah. Totally, Cap. I mean, you're right, dude. And the problem is, man, is like this team, they're so scared to make big changes because we're always so close yet so far away from making the playoffs. I really think what would be best for this team is if we just if we say whatever this season is, right? Unless it's like a 10 to 12 win team, then I'll change my mind, but I don't see that possible. I think you just completely clean house and you start fresh. And I would start with Louis Riddick. That's just my personal opinion. We don't have to go deep in on that because it's May. We're talking about the schedule. But, people always want you to drop names. I'm not going to say a head coach or a quarterback just because it is May and so many people are going to be available then, that's going to change my opinion. So I just be talking out of my ass if I try to give
You
you a
do
head.
know Lewis Riddick pretty much jumped ship on Tua. You know that, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a Tua guy, Cat. I mean, I have been.
No, but you know that Lewis Riddick was a Tua guy. But I don't know
No,
what
I
happened
know.
this
I
season.
know.
Cap,
I
aren't you
know.
a Tua guy
jumped
too,
ship.
Cap? Or when did you change your mind?
I want to say the second year, man. The first year I gave a benefit of the doubt. The second year is like, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me 3 times. After 3 times, you got to start
Start the
questioning,
peace
well,
sign,
is
baby.
it
J.
me or the
Cole.
player?
Yeah. Hey, like J. Cole said,
Exactly, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm looking at the schedule, man, and what the first 10 weeks. We got week 2, week 3, week 4 division games. The first 8 out of 10 weeks, we got conference games in the AFC. I don't want to say this is like being set up for failure type of deal, but you can spin it the other way and say if you win those division and conference games, you're pretty much set by the bye week to do something.
Unless you do December like we do.
Exactly.
We got the 11.
You're right. Exactly what I'm saying. We were set up 2 years ago. We was 9-3 and 8-3 at one point. We were set up, Cap. The problem is December, January.
You got the 11th easiest schedule, so this you got the 11th easiest schedule, so it should be a piece of cake. But they got to put this together for us to get to where we want to be as an organization. They got to because Tua we got to get that. Tua got to stay healthy the whole season. McDaniel got to stop taking so long for getting play calls in. He has to start game planning better. Stop getting out coached by these teams that's better than him. Stop always taking advantage of the bad teams and start beating the good teams too. Because your record is terrible. You and Tua's record against bad teams, good teams is terrible. Y'all got to change that around. Because
yeah,
I
like
was
3 and
giving
14 or some shit.
I was giving high expectations last year, thinking that McDaniel's gonna finally turn the page. He's gonna start coaching better, do better. He's gonna learn from his 2 years and get better. But it's like he's still doing the same thing. And I always kept saying the running. I'm always gonna keep saying it. He has to stick with the running game in key moments. Stop thinking that Tua has to throw every doggone time in key moments. You gotta open up the run. You gotta allow the running game to open up for the passing game. You gotta keep defenses on edge. And my thing is, a friend of mine did tell me this. He said, "Why they don't never use spread offense?" He said that would work. That would definitely work on defense if McDaniel had implemented spread. I was
Does
like,
Tua have the arm to run that?
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too. Like, I don't know if Tua could do it. I mean, he gets the ball out. He gets 2.3, and Greer felt like he didn't need to worry about the offensive line. I said, yeah, and how your offensive line looked last year. Now all of a sudden you care about it. We've been telling you to fix the line from the get go. Because Tua not
My
staying
whole
healthy. A
life,
lot of
my
times
whole life we've been saying that.
it's this fault. Yes, exactly. But I can't put this on the old line because a lot of it been Tua hurting his old self. He's infecting himself to get hurt, and they said in the press conference, "Oh yeah, we're tired of Tua being injured. He needs to get together." I'm like, okay, then y'all need to build something around him and put a light fire in his behind because this dude quitting. I seen the videos. Give him time. He got an arm. He just got to work on his footwork and everything. Read the defense better. He's gonna be fine. You just gotta take him time. I hope they do. I hope they just take their time and help this kid get better and things like that and prepare.
Chef Ju, let me ask you this. You bring up the quitting aspect. Chef Ju, do you say to yourself, man, I know I got guys on here that are quitting on the team and don't want to be here and they want to get moved. Do you say to yourself, man, this is a year for us to try to do something? Hell, screw that. You're going to stay whether you like it or not. You're under contract. Do you pull that card?
You better do something. You're gonna lose the locker room. We seen that, and tell the truth, Cap.
No,
Seen it
Tobin. Hey, no,
before.
Tobin broke it off earlier. If you guys seen on Tobin's show earlier, you got guys on the team from last year that were all veterans saying they have no respect for McDaniel at this point. I know
There
they
you
said
go.
Poyer at one point called it out, but they got more guys besides Poyer from last year that are saying pretty much the reason everybody's jumping ship is because of McDaniel.
Well, listen,
Yeah, because
listen,
think
Cap.
about it.
You see a team, everyone's saying,
This
"Oh,
is
we're
the
getting
main
young."
thing. Let me get this
Go
off
ahead.
right quick. Not to interrupt you. Excuse me. It's no discipline in my eyes. There's no discipline. And somebody said it's like McDaniel got the keys to the house. His family on vacation. He's stuck home, like home alone, like uh, Kevin, and he does whatever he wants to do. Nobody can tell him nothing. But it does feel like that when I go to the training camps and when I'm at the games. It's like there's nobody being hold accountable. Look at Julian Hill. How many times you gonna keep putting him on there on the field and he was causing penalties? You're not holding players accountable. But then you want to hold somebody now. All of a sudden, somewhere down the road in last season, he was doing that. But they didn't care if you fined me. They didn't care. Okay, you fined me. So what? They still did what they wanted to do. Still showed
Exactly.
up. They still showed up to meetings late. Still showed up to practices late. And it's like, dude, you need to hold people accountable, and you need to and be that tough head coach. Why you think so many people? I respect Tomlin so much. He holds his players accountable. Hey, you messed up. Okay, you sitting out. You ain't playing this game.
Yeah, but
So
Chef Jew,
it's
if
just got to
he's
get
out here
better.
finding the players that are late,
Mm-hmm.
that's him holding the players accountable.
Yeah, but it's not doing anything.
But
It's not
guess
like
Really.
he
what?
can
But it's
just
not
I
doing
want to
beat
ask
these
anything.
the
guys
chef.
up. What more do
They're
you want
still
him to
doing the
do?
same thing because they don't care. They don't respect him. That's
Oh,
the thing
exactly. So if they don't
they
respect
don't
him after
respect him.
finding him, cut them. Let them go.
But the thing
He's not
is,
gonna
bro,
do it.
listen, the thing is, this is the thing. Like, a lot of people are excited that our team is getting young. And that is a huge issue for me because we're losing all these vets, all these leaders. Like, a ton of our captains have left. That is a red flag for, hey, they're
What
running this place like
captains?
shit. We're running this place like shit.
What captains? Did you hear the new guy that's taking captainship role now? Isn't
Who?
that something to look more? What do you mean who? Y'all haven't heard the latest? Devon A-Chain? He has me
No.
excited for this season.
No,
He's getting
I
traded.
literally, well, you
Devon
He's
must have
going to get
A-Chain
misheard.
just
traded.
finished calling all
You
you
must have missed it
fans out
earlier because I
that
said
were
A-Chain
He
was
is
going
calling
to be a
going
this
to get
team
Buffalo.
traded.
soft.
He's
Devon
getting
A-Chain is
traded.
calling all
Yeah,
of
you
you
must have
guys
missed
that
it.
called this team soft. He called all of y'all out. And
Bryce,
he's
so
That's
telling
cool.
y'all to
Oh,
keep
he's
that
That's
pulling
same
cool. Win a
Javon
energy.
playoff
Holland.
game, buddy. Hey, win a playoff
He's
game, buddy.
pulling a Javon Holland.
First of all,
Does he have a bald cat?
Bryson,
Devon
just to make
A-Chain
sure I
is taking
understand
up a
what you're
captain.
saying is that
Does he have a bald cat?
Let
we're
Ollie
getting
talk.
we're getting upset because we are dropping players and we're getting younger. Is why you're upset?
No, I'm getting upset because I believe a lot of these vets, these leaders, they don't like how things are run in Miami. They don't see us going to a championship or winning a playoff game, so they want out. And I think that's a major red flag. Everyone can say, "Oh, well, it's the
No,
team
some of
that's
those
doing it."
leaders were the
No, no,
reason
no,
why
no,
we
no,
weren't
no.
going to
Right. If
make
it's
it
the
It's
to the
these
players, it's
playoffs.
bad.
players that
To us,
want
it's good.
out and they're facilitating them getting out of here.
But
We
here's the thing,
upgraded
though.
those
Here's
guys
the
that
thing.
you're worried about.
Look at those players you're talking about, though. They're already
Thank you,
older
Ali.
players.
Thank
Tyreek
you.
Hill is what, 1 or 2 years outside of retirement. Ramsey has 1 or 2 years left, right? They want
I don't
out.
think Ramsey does. I don't think Ramsey does.
I
I think
think
he'll
he
be around
has.
for a
Maybe
while.
he has 1 or 2. Maybe he has 3 years. Okay. All I'm saying
Ramsey
is
has like 12 games left, Ali.
what I'm saying is that these are guys that are on the last leg of their career, and all they want to do is actually use those last 2 years they have to freaking win, right?
Exactly my point, but you're proving my point that they've got brought here to win a
But
game
that's
and they
not a
can't
red
go.
flag. That's how everybody works in
Nah.
the NFL. That
Nah,
happens
man,
all over, bro.
they said
That happens.
last year.
That happens with everybody, bro.
I
Look at
get it, bro, but not at this rate. Listen, they said last year we're going to stay with the status quo. We're going to keep everybody in-house when it comes to head coach, the GM, the quarterback, the whole nine. And then everybody wanted to get out of Dodge. Everyone wanted to leave. Yeah, Teron Armstead, I'll give you that one. He was going to retire anyways. But when you look at Jalen Ramsey and all these other veterans, Calais Campbell's like 38 years old. He goes to the
Exactly.
Cardinals. He's one of our
he went to
leaders.
the Cardinals to retire. It's his last year, bro.
That's
Everybody
fine,
knows
man. That's cool. But to me, it's a red flag. They literally came out and said it to the media
We
that these players,
upgraded all the
they
players you're
didn't believe,
naming. We
they
upgraded
didn't
those
show up on
positions.
time. They didn't go to practices. They didn't do this, and that. And when you look at the injury report, all the veterans aren't even practicing. That's a problem, bro. That's not how you win football games.
Hey, hang on, Bryson, real quick. Yeah, all the veterans not practicing. That's common. I mean, that's common around the NFL nowadays because they don't want to get hurt and they're older. I get that. I'm not arguing your point.
Still,
I'm not
bro,
arguing your point.
still-
But let me talk for a second. The players that have the pedigree that have been around, they're not practicing because they're older. Like, I get that. I don't agree with it, but I get why they're not practicing. But like, I agree with you, Calais Campbell leaving, that sucked because he was a hell of a leader. Jalen Ramsey wanting out, that's fine. I get that too. But Tyreek Hill's an antic. He's a spectacle right now. He's just doing whatever gets clicks. But getting younger the way they are, upgrading the defensive line with Kenneth Grant. They got a three-headed monster at running back. If you like Alexander Madison, they got a hell of a short yardage back in him. The wide receivers, it's going to turn over to Waddle. I think Malik Washington's going to take a step forward this year. But with Tua and even Zach Wilson, like my favorite signing of the offseason was Zach Wilson. And y'all can argue with me to a brick wall on that one. I just think that was a hell of a backup choice in this system. But what I think Ali's getting to is, like, we were at a point where we had to get younger. We had to get studs in here that were 25 or younger because we were old. Like, everybody was old. They had Bradley Chubb's old. Calais Campbell was old. Jalen Ramsey's old. Tyreek Hill's old. Taron Armstead's old. Jerome Baker was past his prime. Like, a lot of these.
No, but Mike, let me get whenever you're done, let me get a
Go ahead.
response.
Then I'm getting after you, Bryson. I'm going to get after you after. Go ahead.
No, but I want to let Mike
go ahead,
finish.
Bryson.
Okay. No, listen.
I'm good. I'll
not
let you
saying.
rebuttal.
I'm not saying that it's a bad thing because typically teams have to get younger at some point in time. I'm not saying in a general aspect it's a bad thing. I think it's good, but I think for us, it just raises some questions for me when I already doubt the head coach and I doubt how he's running things. It's just making me concerned because I don't really necessarily see them filling those roles when it comes to the safety room, when it comes to the DB room, which I think is going to be a major issue for us this year. And I like what they did with the D-line and everything. But yeah, go ahead.
Ali, I'm going to interrupt. But Bryson, let me ask you a question. Does pass rush not help your DBs?
It does, but listen, and I talked about it a minute ago. You guys were gone. I said that JP and Chubb, they got to stay healthy, and they're going to be the most important people on our team, in my opinion, even with Tua, because I think that we
Chop
need
Robinson, bro.
Yeah,
Chop
him
Robinson.
too. Him
Don't
too.
sleep on that dude.
No, I love Chop. I love Chop, but I'm just
saying.
saying.
But with Kenneth,
Chop can't do it by himself.
Up the middle. No, I know, but with Kenneth Grant locking up the middle, Zach Sealer's still playing at a high level. The defensive line's gonna be gnarly.
I love our D-line. No.
Whatever.
I'm not sleeping on that.
Let me say this. Okay, back in the day, when Mike McDaniel was hired, I was his biggest cheerleader. But I agree with you. The lack of accountability, the lack of accountability, the lack of structure, the free for all that we have as far as practice and locker room and everything like that. Yes, it's a red flag, and I get why veterans wouldn't want to come here. But I'm going to say this in that same breath: Mike McDaniel right now, this is his make or break year because everything he's ever implemented, it worked the first time. Now everybody has tape. He implemented his tight ends, his running backs, his wide receivers. He's implemented it all. But I don't think this year relies on Tua as much as the years past. I think he learned last year that he needs to run the ball more. And if he runs the ball more, it slows the game down. It allows the defense to be on the field less. It allows the offense to not have to worry about the big passes, whatever you want to say it. But this year is the year that, and I agree with you, that it is a red flag that veterans are wanting out. But I think this year, if they truly commit to the run game, which is what he made his name on in San Francisco, was the running game. If he commits to the running game with A-Chain, Jalen Wright, put A-Chain out in passing, put him in the slot, put him out wide, whatever you want to call it, and let
Madison's a dog too.
You got Ollie Gordon.
We cannot commit to a run game, Mike on Mike.
But Pete, if
Why?
he does,
It's a little bit too
That's
late.
not crypto. Come on
hang
now.
on. I want Pete to answer this, and then I'll let Ali go. But Pete, if he commits to the run game, what is one of, I don't know if he has a bunch of strengths, but one of Tua's greatest strengths is play action. If you're running the ball effectively, does that not increase your ability to hit him with the play action? Because Tua, you can go back and watch all the tape on his play action plays when the running game's going well.
Yeah,
He's a hell of a quarterback.
Yeah.
So you tell me, Pete, if and it's a big ass if, but if they commit to the running game, does that not make Tua more effective? Pete.
I don't think it makes him more effective because we run play action almost on every single snap with Tua. This run game, in order for it to be effective, it has to be because of the weapons that we have in Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill being used and being effective. That's how we're gonna end up winning games.
Yeah, but they got bigger. But they got Ekine. Malik Washington took a step forward at the end of the season. He's going to be a step up this year. They got weapons, and I think that Jalen Waddle, I think this may be a breakout year for him because I think he's tired of being in Tyreek's shadow and with all this antics Tyreek's been putting on the offseason. So I agree with you. The weapons matter, but they got weapons. They got
I
Johnny
think on
Smith.
short
They got
yardage
blocking.
situations, Mike, I think it's best for us to pass the ball instead of running it.
What about Alexander Madison? He made his living on short yardage.
Hold on one second.
Back to Ollie.
Sorry,
We're
Ali.
moving
My
the
bad. My
convo.
bad, Ali.
Okay,
Go
I just
ahead,
want
Ali. My bad.
So Bryson, I understand where you're coming from. I understand what Pete's saying as well. But here's the thin line of things. The Eagles were one season out of being a Super Bowl, right? They had the off season right after they lost in the Super Bowl, right? We're not talking about this past season, but the 2 years prior.
Sure.
They went to the Super Bowl. They lost, right? What did they do the very next offseason? They cleared the entire defensive line and brought in all new people, right?
You got to let me rebut that.
Hold on. Somebody needs to put themselves on mute because I hear feedback. I'm sorry. They went and drafted very well, brought in young, athletic, big men, big destroyers, and upgraded that defensive line the very next year. Why that's really important to know? Because if you remember, in that year that they went to the Super Bowl and lost, they had one of the most destructive defensive lines ever.
Yes.
The entire up and down. Hold on. The entire up and down defensive line was averaging what, 8-9 sacks a person. They had each person had like 10 sacks.
Yeah, double digit, yeah. The whole line, first
They did. Yes, no, I'm familiar.
And they could have kept that and made another run. But what did they do? They went and cleared house, got younger, got faster and better. And what we need to do on the regular. It's stuff that we haven't been doing. We need to do that starting now.
And Ali, let's be honest.
No, Pete, I got to rebut this.
No, hold on, Ali, because I got something to add.
No, I got to rebut that. He directed it towards me, Ali. The only thing I'll say to that, you are 100% on the money. The problem is, though, the Eagles, when everyone said they couldn't, when everyone said they wouldn't, they went all in each and every offseason. We didn't. We're the Dollar General. We're going and getting deals. We're trying to do this, and that. Listen, the Eagles are literally, Howie Roseman needs to be a Hall of Famer because I am totally in agreement with you, Ali. Everyone told them they're idiots, they're dumb, and then they got a ring. You know, and by the way, they got some dogs in that DB room too. Don't forget that. And they change things around consistently and often. But what we didn't do that the Eagles did is we haven't gone all in and continued to, yes, you take all the veterans out, but you fill those roles and you keep going in free agency. We did it in the draft. We did not do it in free agency.
Bryson, the Eagles are ranked 27th or 28th when it comes to salary teams spent. They're at the bottom of the league, dude.
But they're going all in.
They draft.
I don't care about that.
No,
they're going all in.
No, Bryson.
When you go all in, when you go all
they
in,
go
you're
all
going
in on
all
the draft.
like how the Bears went all in. They're one
Sure,
of the teams
yes,
that
but they
spent the
pick
most.
up a guy like Barkley, which honestly, he won them that Super Bowl, arguably.
Okay, but
Nah, he did not win him that Super
No,
Bowl.
he didn't.
He had like 70 yards, bro.
No,
But I'm
Their
saying he
defense
got
won
them
that
to
Super
that
Bowl.
game, and the Chiefs were so well. Go rewatch that game. They were so scared of Barkley beating them, and so
Exactly.
they
And the
became
defense gave
they
the
became one
arguably the greatest.
dimensional.
But the defense gave arguably the greatest quarterback in the game right now fits in that game. The defense won that game. Cooper DeJean, the defensive line, like that. The Barkley
Their
didn't do
defense only
shit in the Super
scored
Bowl.
one.
Here's
No,
the problem I
Barkley
have
didn't
with
do
what you
nothing.
were
him
saying
being on the
earlier,
field
Kansas City
alone
defense shut him
scares
down.
every offensive coordinator that faces him. That's bullshit. Him being on the field scares him. And 70 yards, that's an amazing
Well,
game. For Barkley, it might not be a big game, but that's a big game on the biggest field when they're not even playing him that much.
No,
70
that's not a
yards in
big
the
game
Super
for him
Bowl,
when
that's
he's getting
solid.
Bro, he got like 20.
150
He got
plus.
like 30 touches in that game.
Right.
He got like 30
Right.
touches, and he had like
I don't
100
care, man.
total
You
yards.
guys, listen, you guys can hate on the best running back in the league right now. I'm not going to do that.
No one's
That's
hating on it. You can't downplay what the quarterback was doing when he was actually
yeah, he
doing it.
balled
He
out,
could
but
throw.
don't you
He
think
could
he
throw. He
profits?
could throw 4
Don't you think he
interceptions in a game. He
profits?
didn't do it.
Don't you think he profits for
Jalen Hurts showed out.
lining up next to Barkley? Don't you think that profits him?
That was
No,
the
he
first
didn't have
time.
to. No, but this is how that's a flawed argument because 2 years ago he had a no. He didn't have him in the backfield, and he could have been in the league Super Bowl MVP, and it wasn't for that
Dude,
one
that's
single
28 yards.
fumble.
You guys are sleeping on Barkley. I can't believe I'm fucking hearing this
Nah,
shit.
No one's
Barkley's
sleeping
great. I'm
on him.
not
You're trying to
sleeping on
give him
Barkley. He was
all
my
the credit.
Hey, hang on.
No,
When
Hang on.
Jalen Hurts
I'm
2 years
saying that
ago
was
Hang
the
on.
did the
finishing
same
piece. I'm
thing.
saying that was their finishing
Why are you
piece.
sound like that,
That
Crypto?
was the missing guy.
Hang
I
on.
think you
Hang
guys
on,
are
Bryce.
missing
Who
Bryson
was the
somewhere.
missing guy? No, they was
They
one
totally
fumble
are.
away.
Completely
If
missing
Jalen
Mike.
Hurts wouldn't have
Is
fumbled the
Crypto's
ball
mic a
and
little messed up, or is it just me? I'm
wouldn't have
sorry,
blew it.
Crypto.
It's Crypto's mic's messed up. But
Okay.
Bryson, I'm not sleeping on Barkley. He was my favorite running back coming out of the draft. He's a stud. Hey, injuries slowed him down, but I still think he's an absolute beast. But what I'm saying is that was the first game in the last 7 games of the season, including the playoffs, where they finally let Jalen Hurts pass the ball. And Kansas City wasn't prepared for it because they were focused on Barkley. I'm not knocking your point on
Exactly.
Barkley. He was great. But in that Super Bowl, Philly's defense won the game. And what I think we're sleeping
Yes,
on with the Dolphins, what I
they
think
did.
we're
They
sleeping
did.
on with the Dolphins is Anthony Weaver. What he had that team doing at the end of the year with
Both defense played
20
equally
I
well.
agree, but they fucked Anthony Weaver over. They fucked him over.
No,
But what
let him
I'm
finish.
saying
Let
is
him
that
finish.
he's got a reinforced defensive line. Yes, we may be weaker at DB, but the defensive line got better. And in football, if you can get pressure on the quarterback, your DBs look way better. The safeties, and I'm not sold on the safeties. I don't know about the signings we have, but what I do know is that Miami's going to get after the quarterback, and I trust Anthony Weaver after what I
First
saw
of
last
all,
year. He comes from
first of all,
great
I don't
pedigree from
agree with our
Baltimore.
DBs got worse than last year. I don't
I didn't
agree
say
with
they
that.
got
He's just
worse.
trying to
I
change the
just
convo. I mean, we got to get back to this. Listen, man, I just think that you guys said that they do it in the draft, and the majority of their moves are in the draft. They're one of the best drafters in the league.
Gary
But the
Roseman's
problem
a genius.
is they still play in free agency. What I mean, what about AJ Brown? One of their dogs? What about like all these guys that they have picked up?
Bryson, the Eagles lost 5 starters on defense this past season.
Okay, that's fine, but listen, they're going to be fine. My thing is they do play in free agency. They picked up Barkley in
They're
free
going to be
agency,
fine, but
and that
we're
was
a
one of the
disaster because
reasons
we
they
lose
did so
players.
well this year. When your
First of
running
all,
back has
the
2,000
Eagles
yards,
lost. The
you
Eagles
win
lost young
games. That just is
talent.
how it goes.
The Eagles lost young talent. We lost old, and you're comparing that and crying about what we lost. You see, that's the
I'm not
problem I'm
crying
having with you
shit. I'm
right
just
now,
saying this
Bryson.
team is
Because
fucking
honestly,
soft.
you're
And if
comparing.
Bryson,
No,
if
it's
you want to
not.
put us up
Bryson.
against the Eagles
Not
on one
entirely
Number
true.
one,
They've-
number
it's not
one,
even
when you
comparable.
Hang on,
when you lose a
Bryson.
captain, someone else becomes a captain.
That's not
And
true.
that's
Yes,
what I'm
I
looking.
agree.
And that's what I'm
I
looking
agree.
forward to.
But
Look at what
Bryson,
Devon A. Chain just finished coming out and saying today. He just finished saying,
Bryson.
all of you guys that called the team soft, keep that same
And you
energy.
guys are
Isn't that a good
falling for
leadership?
the banana tailpipe yet
We
again.
got a young,
Same
we got
thing.
the number
Bryson,
one
Purgatory.
fantasy
Bryson,
football running back
Who did
talking back to the fans.
Who did Philly sign this offseason, Bryson?
That's not. I mean, they just came off a Super Bowl. I'm just saying. I'm not saying that they signed
Who did
anyone.
they sign? Who did they sign
I'm
in the
not.
offseason?
When did I say they
everything
did
through the
sign
draft.
anyone? When did I say
No,
that?
you said that they're active in free agency,
They
which I
signed
don't
Kevin
More
disagree.
than we
They
are.
were.
More than we are. More than we are.
I don't.
Do
dude,
we have a
last year we
Barkley
signed
on
him.
our team? Did we add a Barkley on our team in the last 5 years? No.
But was a
No,
Barkley
but we got a
available last
Tyreek
year?
Hill. Do they have a Tyreek Hill?
I can comment on what the Eagles did. The Eagles
don't need to.
operated like a well-oiled machine over the last 4 years while Sirianni was there. They drafted extremely well. They built depth. And when they lose people, they have the depth to slide up.
Immediately replace them.
They're all
Okay,
2023, 2022, 2024 picks. They are young. They are powerful.
They picked up AJ Dillon this year. They picked up
well.
AJ Dillon.
Yes.
We're gonna act like that wasn't a move.
AJ Dillon is a solid
AJ
pickup.
Dillon.
Yeah,
guy.
AJ Dillon,
That's all
when
he is
healthy, is a
guy.
stud. He's one of the best third-round backs. He's
a
an
great
absolute
compliment
stud.
for Barkley.
He has.
I'm gonna
he
give
is
it
a
to Bryson.
great-
I like
exactly.
AJ Dillon over Alexander Madison. I'll tell you that much.
I love Alexander
I don't
Madison.
disagree,
That's
but
fine.
I like Ollie Gordon over both of them.
That's cool, but he's a
Ollie
rookie.
Gordon.
We don't know what we have yet.
The Eagles made depth moves this offseason. They went in and they got
it's about depth
for
for
their
them.
line and depth for their defense. They didn't go out and get starters.
It's all about
Exactly,
depth.
but they're already
It's
set
all
up.
about
We're
depth.
not. We are not set up. We're coming off an 8-win team.
We have zero
and we
depth.
got worse.
I don't think we got worse.
We
I
can't
think
be
we
thinking
got
about
better.
that. We need starters.
Yeah,
We didn't
sure.
get
We're not the
worse.
fucking Eagles. We also don't have a ring in this freaking decade. We don't even have playoff, or
They
not
hit
this
on every
decade, but
draft
this.
pick.
None
the
of that
last 25
past
years, we don't
matters.
even have
It's
a
about
playoff
right
appearance.
now,
What are
though,
we talking
Bryson.
about?
I don't care about what happened yesterday. It's about
Well,
what
but right
tomorrow
now
looks
we'll
like.
become the past, and we keep on saying the same crap.
It's about what
Stop
tomorrow
it.
looks
You
like,
guys are
Bryson.
I love you,
believing in this
Bryson.
hopium
You're a
that,
beast.
that this
Bryson.
team is better than last year, and it's just
It
not. It
is.
really is
It
not.
is.
Yeah, it's
It really
delusional.
is.
It's gonna
You're
be
right.
better than
This
last
team
year.
is worse
Bryson, you want me to tell
than
you how I
last year.
know you're even not even believing because you said it earlier. Those two guys you were hyped up on, Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb earlier, we didn't have those guys on the field last year. We got them this year.
And I said,
that
they
alone,
It don't
can't stay
matter. They're
healthy.
1 year older and
but
they're
that
rusty, and they got a lot of tread on the tires.
it don't
Crypto, I
matter.
miss you,
That
bro.
you started off with the loud and wrong. What you mean it don't matter? That makes our team a lot better
We have no
overnight.
idea
I
what to
didn't say it
expect.
don't matter. I said that they're the most important to this season. I think
That's
they're more
what
important
Crypto
than
said.
Tua.
Crypto said it don't matter,
okay,
and it
okay,
does
okay.
matter.
It
Pete, what do you
doesn't,
expect
Anyone
out of the
trying to
safety
convince
room?
doesn't
themselves that
matter.
doesn't matter and that doesn't upgrade our defense, you're lying to yourself.
Doesn't.
You're in your
They're,
feelings
they're
and
old.
you're
They're
down and out.
old, and they got tread on the tires. They're done. They're
Chubb
toast.
does, JP.
You don't know how to
How
freaking
old
move
is
off
Chris?
of
Hey,
people
let
you
me
need
ask you
to.
guys, how old is
No
Chris? How
returning
old?
defensive
Hold on,
backs
hold on,
started.
because this is how hypocritical a lot of these fans are in this community. Y'all cried and complained because we lost 40-year-old Calais Campbell. And you're
I
gonna
don't care
call
about him.
guys that are under 30. Yes, you did. You cried and
He's
complained about
done.
Calais Campbell.
I
We
ain't
lost
complaining about him
Calais
losing.
Campbell.
He
didn't
don't
come
deserve to
back.
be on this
He
team.
chose Arizona.
He should have.
But now you're calling
He
these
chose
other
the right
guys old?
place.
Come on now.
No, he
Pete, you
chose the
keep
right
saying
place.
it.
Bryson.
Calais Campbell is a new place.
Bryson,
He's
I
in
love your
heaven
energy.
now. He died and went to heaven.
Pete, you keep saying we improved our defensive back room. Who the fuck are our safeties? Does
Yeah.
anybody know who those
Yeah.
guys are?
Number
Thank
one,
you.
okay,
Thank you.
look,
We just let
I'm
that
gonna tell you
slide.
right now.
Thank you, Joe.
I'm glad you said that, Joe. Joe Riss. I promise you, Ashton Davis is better than both of the safeties we had last year,
That's
Jordan
bold.
Poyer and Javon.
Nah,
Holland.
that's cap.
He's better than both of those guys.
You playing the
And if you're
result.
talking,
Nope, that's cap.
the
Holland
turnover,
and
Definitely
the
not a
he
Porter
has
was
more
better.
than Ashton Davis has
Holland was
more
You
scratchy
playing the
career
last year.
results.
interceptions than Javon Holland has.
Going
He's
into
more
next
career
season,
Holland
y'all
was
say he was
scratchy
gonna be
last
a
year.
Hall of Famer.
He's faster
Y'all was
than
talking
Javon
about he was
Holland.
gonna be he was a
faster
gold
than
jacket
Javon
worthy.
Holland, and he's way better than Jordan Poyer.
So
Him alone upgrade our
Y'all was
defense.
saying Jordan Poyer had all the secrets to Buffalo.
Y'all
We
is
gonna
too
beat the
many.
Buffalo Bills. We
Rams
got the
are-
secrets.
Okay, I'll
All
give you
this
that,
other
Pete.
Number
nonsense
one,
y'all was
number
talking.
one, I was spot
I
on with
remember
the
all
Jordan
this stuff.
Poyer. I told
Pete,
everybody.
who's filling Rams
Y'all was
control?
saying that he's gonna be leading us to freaking beating the Bills. Stop it. He the
Bryson,
reason why
I'm
we
not
lost to
there
him.
yet until it happens. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. That's not
Okay,
going to be
I
Bryson,
can
me.
get.
hey,
I'll take
Okay,
hey,
that.
I'm
I'll
about
Jalen
to
take
go.
That's
that.
why
Ramsey
we're
is a
not
dolphin,
winning 2
and I'm not
games.
worried
Hang
about
on.
him
Hey,
leaving
hey,
either.
I'm about to go. Let me get my last word before I leave. Bryson, love your energy, bro. I've been a pessimistic damn Dolphin fan for my entire life, bro. We ain't won since I've been alive. 2025. The last chance we had was the year before I was born. But what I will say is I don't disagree with your takes. Crypto, I love you. I miss you. But and Shake, obviously, you're amazing. Pete, you're a badass. Joe, I like your logo, whatever. That's pretty dope. Chef Jew, I've heard you cook some amazing food. Liz Meyer, I don't know who the hell you are, but you've been on mute this whole time. But Tua rides the
She's a
bench
good
2025. I like that. I like Zach Wilson. But Bryson,
Yeah.
this is for you. I love your energy. I get your takes. I'm not gonna like shit on your takes. I like it. Pete, your takes, it's been the same forever. But Bryson, Pete, don't say nothing. I'm just giving you shit. But
That was a good one.
you may be right. You may be right. But I'm gonna tell you what I told Ali when we were recording our 4th and 10. This might be the easiest schedule I've ever seen the Dolphins have in the last 15 years.
This is an easy schedule. Yep.
Don't get me wrong. Do we win the playoff game? I don't know. But I think we made upgrades on the defensive line because of years that they're going to be able to play here. I think the defensive backs will benefit from, and I don't know if Jalen Ramsey gets traded. Maybe he does, whatever. But even then, the defensive backs will benefit from the defensive line. Linebackers are athletic. Safeties, I'm not sold on the safeties. But I'm 40 years old. I've been watching this team for a long time. And just
Mike,
as some
I
of these
have one question, Mike. Javon Holland and Jordan Poyer.
No, he's almost done. Let him go. Let him go.
Hang on. I'll answer your question in a second. But what I see right now is if we get Tua 2023, who stays healthy for 17 games, runs this offense efficiently, we run the ball more, this offense is going to be deadly. The defense is going to be good. It's going to be better than good.
That's
Hang
9 to
on.
11 wins.
Hang on. Yo, let me finish. I think that I'm not going to go on a win total, whatever. What I know is that I trust Anthony Weaver. I don't trust Mike McDaniel, but if he does commit to the run game, like it seems like he wants to do with the drafting Ollie Gordon, signing Alexander Madison, Jalen Wright, talking about putting A-Chain out in the passing game more. If he commits to the running game and Tua stays healthy, I think this offense is against the teams that are on their schedule. The only question marks I got are Atlanta, Buffalo twice, Baltimore, and Cincinnati. Other than that, we play a bunch of teams that are in
I'm telling you
shambles.
right now,
So-
Mike, you might not believe me, but you better put the Patriots on that list with Mike Vrabel.
If the Patriots had a running game,
hey,
they're
Mike,
going to
before you
remove
go, I gotta respond.
Wait, hold up,
Yeah,
hold
I would.
up.
Hang on, I want to comment on. I want to
Mike.
comment on what Pete just said. Hang on, Ali. I want to comment on what Pete just said. If Vrabel had a running back like Derrick Henry, then I trust him. But he's got
has Ramondre Stevenson.
He never had Derrick Henry when he beat us
And
2
then they drafted a
times.
fast running back to give
He
him
never had Derrick Henry.
a
Just want to put
compliment.
that out there.
Stevenson's fumble prone. And I love Travion Henderson. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think Vrabel is going to know how to use him. But maybe his offensive coordinator does. Patriots are
Vrabel know how to use Derrick Henry, dude.
Yeah, well, but exactly.
He
Derrick
knows
Henry,
how to
not
find
Travion
running back.
Henderson. But hang on, before I leave, Bryson, go ahead and tell me what you want to say.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate those kind words. I really do. Listen, I haven't always been negative. I actually been real positive most of my life. I know I'm a young Dolphins fan. I've only known misery, and that's why I'm still here, though. It's not the misery part, but because I'm a loyal fan. I love this team. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I can come up here and eat my freaking humble pie. I hope I can say, hey, Joe, you were right. Or Joe, not Joe. Mike, I'm sorry. Mike, you were right. I was wrong. I appreciate you.
I'm telling
and,
y'all
and
right
everyone
now.
else on this panel. But I will say this, Mike, listen, you have some great points, and most of them I actually agree with. When I looked at this schedule, even if you say it's easy, I see a lot of primetime games which we fall asleep at. Yeah, man, that's all I really got to say. But I did want to say, man, now that I have you up here, I love what you guys are doing with that show. I've been watching, not all of them, but I need to get more consistent. I've just been traveling for work lately. And listen, man, that is an untapped audience that you guys are getting into, and it's going to blow up. It might take a while, but I'm going to be there. I'm one of the day ones, man, and I really like what you guys are doing.
Appreciate it, bro.
From Mike.
Yeah.
Mike,
Oh, Bryson, you're talking about the 4th and U, their college talk?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay, yeah.
The Ohio State podcast.
I'm gonna tell you guys right now, that's gonna be one of the best shows, because heading into the season, let's say mid-season, hypothetically speaking, we all know the season is over, and it's a scrub, and everybody knows McDaniel gets fired. everybody's going to want to hear college content now because we're going to be one of the teams selecting at top of the draft. This is where you guys are going to
Definitely
come
gonna
in
need
and
the
be
college
very
content.
important. It's going to
Yeah,
take,
you
you
guys
guys
timed
are
it
going to
well
have
with
to put that
Danny.
work
Hang
in
on,
because you guys are
everybody
going to
shut
be
up. The
really
lady wants to
important.
talk.
Shout out to
Everybody
Liz. Go
shut up.
ahead,
The
Liz.
lady wants to talk. Ladies first. Go ahead, Liz.
Go ahead, Pete. Oh, you're talking about Liz. Never mind. Sorry.
You notice who was the
Well,
first one to talk? Y'all notice who
another
was the
lady
first
is
one to talk after you said
Michael
ladies
K.
talk.
His name is Michelle.
What about Michael K?
Anyways, okay, so what I was going to say is, okay, so this is my take on it. 1, Greer, McDummy, and anyone else that is blocking everything that we need to do is being put on notice. McDaniels needs to go. Tua needs to be
ASAP.
benched and then gone.
That's
Okay?
it.
Nope, there's more.
Damn. That's brutal.
Damn,
Yep,
dude. Liz
plain and
dropping that
simple.
shit.
Okay.
Good
Another
job,
thing.
Liz.
We need to they need to be more communicative. They need to communicate more. They need somebody to be a solid leader. And I'm not just talking about the locker room. I'm talking about the coach. The coach needs to be leading the leader for the locker room. The leader needs to pass on that information to the team. More communication, the more teamwork we have, the better the team.
I vote Liz
I
for
don't.
head coach.
I don't
All
disagree with
right.
what you're saying. The only thing I'll say against that is that I don't think there's a more elaborate communicative coach than Mike Daniel, but I think it's overcomplicated, and I think he has a little bit too much to say. But I agree with you. The Greer's got to go. McDaniel's probably got to go. Good points, Liz.
Tua needs to go. Period.
Yeah, well, I think Zach Wilson. I think Zach Wilson ends up playing more games than Tua this year, but I think he fits the offense better. He's my favorite offseason signing, and
I
everybody
agree
can
with that,
argue with me
Mike.
to
I
a
actually
brick
do
wall.
agree with that. Not with the fits the offense, but he'll play more games.
Well, I 100% think he plays more games, and arguably, like we got a right-handed Tua in the draft, and I'm diehard Longhorn. Where it's at? I'm a diehard Longhorn fan, but Quinn Ewers is a right-handed version of Tua, but what I do think that he has over Tua is durability. So Tua
He
riding
has
the
height.
would
He
not
has
surprise
height.
me.
He has mobility, and he has arm
Yeah.
strength.
I don't think he
Well,
has the mobility.
I wouldn't
I
say
disagree with that.
mobility and arm strength, but I would say that I think he's more durable because he's tougher. And Tua, I've never been sold on Tua. Those of you that watched me back 3-4 years ago, whatever,
Mike,
I have never liked Tua.
Mike,
But I
it's
do think,
clear he
yeah,
has
go
a
ahead.
stronger arm than Tua.
Fuck.
I'm not arguing that either. I said he don't have mobility, and stronger arm.
He
than
is
Tua
more
is not hard.
mobile than Tua.
Pete, I got a stronger arm than Tua. But what I'm getting at is I don't disagree, but I think we're better set up for a backup quarterback to take the reins. I personally, we got a 25-year-old, 26, whatever he is, and Zach Wilson, who I think McDaniel really can unlock with the type of offense he runs because it's quick. He doesn't have to think too much. He's able to get the ball out
And
quick,
that's
and
the
he's mobile.
problem.
And but he's mobile. Zach Wilson can run the ball like when on the what they tried to use Tyler Huntley as. Zach Wilson can make those plays. He can actually improve. I love Zach Wilson. Anyways, before I go, I just want to say this: miss being on TFTG. Shake, love you, bro.
Same here, man.
It was a pleasure being here.
Good seeing you, man.
Crypto ain't seen you in forever. Liz, nice talking with you. Pete, yeah, I'm just giving you shit, man. Pete, you're cool.
Hey,
Joe,
but you guys keep
love
that
your
show
logo.
up, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, dude. And check out 4th and 10U and Ali, whatever. I see you every other week. So bye.
Yeah, man. He's a good dude. I like that guy. I really like that
I
guy.
love you, Mike, but I was not happy with the Zach Wilson signing.
I get what you're saying, Jeff, but
hater.
here's the thing, Jeff. Here's the thing, because I agree with Mike. I do think that could be a hell of a signing, but here is the thing that you have to realize, right? Zach Wilson, who had has a hell of an arm, has a cannon for an arm, 1,000 times more mobile, right? Was touted and recruited as the number 2 overall pick where he was drafted, right? You have all of that. Goes to a team that is known for nothing but dysfunctionality. Goes to a team that everything that they touch ends up becoming ashes or stone, and they can't do anything with it, right? Even the former MVP Aaron Rodgers went there, couldn't do anything with it. Even before him, the former MVP and the guy before Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, went there and couldn't do anything with it. What makes you think any quarterback can go and turn the Jets around whatsoever? No one can. But maybe that player can come here and do something different. We just saw Sam Darnold turn his career around, which he was the number 1 pick of the Jets, let's not forget, and had one hell of a season with the Vikings, right? Let's say Zach Wilson, who just went to the Broncos playoff team, learned a lot from Peyton and everything, Sean Payton, come here and let's say he performs. Let's say he actually has a good outing. Let's give the kid a fair shot. And why Mike thinks it works and why I think it could work is the things that Shake Money has already found. The fact that Mike McDaniel recruited the hell out of this kid, scouted the shit out of him, figured out exactly, how he would fit in the offense, and let alone at BYU, what scheme do they run? The exact scheme we run here.
This is who the 49ers traded up for in that draft with us. They thought the Jets were going to draft Justin Fields at number 2.
They really did. They really did.
And they thought they were going to land Zach Wilson at number 3, and it backfired. That's why it shocked everybody when they selected Trey Lance. They probably didn't like Justin
That's
Fields.
true, actually. That is actually really true.
That's set the
And here's the other win-win. Let's say he's not the guy. Let's say none of it pans out, right? Let's say we end up being trash. We end up with the number 1 pick. Who's mad at that? We have the number 1 pick. We can get the next guy of the future, no problem.
And if that's what y'all want, then y'all should be hoping Tua starts every game.
I see your point there too.
He is not going to rest until Tua is gone. I'm telling y'all, he's been a Tua hater.
So we get the number 1 pick if Tua starts every game.
He wants Tua to start every game. He wants Tua to probably get hurt and then break it.
One thing I
was the only Chef Jew. If that's how you feel, how come I was the only fan? If I'm such a Tua hater, why was I the only fan complaining and crying that Tua isn't wearing a Guardian cap?
You did say that. I remember. I was listening.
And let's also not forget that Zach Wilson has the Bills number. He at least has a 500 record against the Bills. What does Tua have against the Bills? Just saying.
Just one win.
Jack shit. He got jack
Yeah,
shit.
he has 1 win out of all of it, right? And I understand someone in the chat just put that Zach Wilson hasn't developed yet. You're absolutely right. He may not have developed yet. But with knowing the fact of where he came from, it can't be that bad here. You know what I mean? You could only
he can develop here. He can develop here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I hear you, Ali. No, I hear you, Ali. I hear you. It's
Tony says it's a 2 year now.
It's just the fact it came from the Jets. I don't.
He's the best. Tua is the best spot thrower in the league. How about that?
I hear you.
No, I hear what you're saying. It's just hard to swallow. I get what you're saying.
It's hard to swallow because
Yeah.
everyone that knows me knows how much I hate the Jets with a passion. You know me.
Look,
and for him to come over,
and I'm gonna tell you right now, Chef Drew, the Jets are concerning.
Let Chef Drew go. Please let Chef Drew go. Go ahead, Chef Drew.
No, it's just the fact that because he came from the organization and the things he had come with him, the baggage and stuff like that, I just don't want that to come here. I'm not saying I hate the kid, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody thinking I hate the kid. Yes, I made fun of him and everything, and I didn't like, what the heck? I'm like, well, y'all, because I was upset when they signed him. I'm like, why the heck I want someone that could come in and that's what I'm saying. I didn't like the fact that I still didn't like the signing, but I'm listening to what Ali's saying, so I'm gonna cut him a little slack. Ali.
Just give him a chance, man. That's all I'm doing. Because here's the thing: any what we have, we just have to deal with it, bro. We don't have any other choice. We just have to deal with it and see what happens. I know I got someone telling me that Tua is an elite short passer. I'm sorry, bro. Can we stop talking about this elite? There's nothing elite about Tua, bro. I don't give a crap.
His shortness is elite.
Yeah, maybe he's short, exactly. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm sick and tired of hearing about that. But here's one thing I will say. You go to New York, and New York has one of the biggest market. You can't even piss in peace there, to be honest, right? He ended up leaving that, going to the Broncos. You didn't hear a single thing about him at all last season. Not a single thing. And even Sean Payton said it wasn't because he wasn't good enough to be on the field. He could very well. It was just working out so well with Bo Nix that there was no reason to put him in.
Sick and tired of these Tua haters.
So
Hey, by the way, shout out to the Blitz pickup if you're listening. Great show today. I just want y'all to know I love my man Lewis, but I tolerate Tony. So I don't know. And Tony, I don't want you coming back. I want to give Tony this last reminder, man. Tua flip flops are out of stock. You can't flip flop back on Tua.
Oh man,
Tua flip flops are out of stock.
Flip flop already.
Damn, he's been tolerated.
Oh shit! Tua flip flops are out of stock.
That's right.
I don't want none of them jumping on the bandwagon when Tua has this team 6-1 and we're rolling high. Don't
stock.
celebrate and dance with Tua now. Tua's coming out with even better celebrations this year.
Shout out to Tony.
Wow.
Shout out.
I have a
Let
question.
Tua dance.
I have one question.
Tua wants to dance.
Just for everybody. Just for everybody. What do you feel that Tua needs to I'm trying to make sure I say it right. What do you feel that Tua needs, what he has to come into the season to do to get us over the hump? What's your expectations?
Stay healthy.
Of him?
Get retired.
That's it.
Besides that, I know that's the biggest one.
General.
I know that's give me. I need something different because
He needs.
I'm gonna be honest. You know what? Chef Drew. I'll answer. You know what Tua needs to do to take this team to the Super Bowl? Want me to really tell you what he needs to do, Chef Drew? To be honest with you,
He needs you. He needs you, Pete.
Well, and he needs to do what he did the last 3 seasons and put them in one.
Oh my god!
I mean, it's true. It's true.
Let me tell you what
he needs to lead the league in completion percentage.
Being injured.
He needs to lead the league in completion percentage. He needs to lead the league in passer rating. And he needs to lead with those.
You sound
two,
worse than Sharif with the 17 yards rushing per game as the magic number.
He does those two. That'll almost guarantee that number 3 comes along with it, which would be leading the league in passing yards. If he accomplishes those 3.
Yeah, if all the other quarterbacks get injured, that normally is at the top of the league. Yeah.
So
I
want to answer this. Hold on real quick. Chef Jude, in all honesty, what he needs to get us over the hump is not something that I think you can just teach to somebody. It's something he has to find himself. No, let me explain this because I'll break it down for you. Yes, Tua can make all the throws. He's an elite, on point, spot thrower.
Short to intermediate.
In short to intermediate. He doesn't necessarily
and
have.
What did he do in 2023? Didn't he lead the league in the NFL with deep passes completed?
Let me finish, please. Let me finish. He can do all that well. His pocket presence, okay, I'll give it to him. He definitely has the pocket presence. He can definitely, see the defense and see the field. The problem is when it matters the most, when he needs to rise above what's happening in the game and make something happen that is not on schedule or not scripted, that's what he needs to find how to do. He needs to find those unscripted passes when it matters the most. And that's why I'll argue that Mahomes, it does that elite all the time. Last minute, finds Travis Kelce, tosses it to him. Last minute, finds this guy, right? Last minute, finds the open seam. Right when you think you got Mahomes, sacked, he finds a way, right? I need Tua to find a way. I can't teach him to find a way. He has to figure it out himself. That's what he needs.
Yeah, Chef, he hit it on the.
You hit my point. You exact. I'm gonna just say this. I got you.
Did Drew Brees and Peyton Manning do those things, Ali?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did. Yes, they did. Specifically, Drew
And that's
Brees.
without leading the league in any one
When did you see Drew Brees
three.
running and going off script and going crazy like that? All he did was step and
He's
slide in
clutch.
those pockets.
You don't have to
That's all he
escape
did.
the
They're
box.
still manipulating.
Don't make me go do the research and come up with a highlight reel for you, because I'll do that, bro. If you need me to do that, I will go find.
I don't think he's talking about scrambling,
and make a
though.
highlight reel for you.
Drew Brees would more than likely step up, slide left, slide right. Peyton Manning would step up, slide left, slide right, and extend the play like that. But
You
all
can
that
extend the
running
play in
and
the
You're
pocket.
proving his
mobility
point. You're
stuff,
literally proving his point.
And you prove him, and
yeah,
that's
but this
what
is
I'm.
not
That's the
running
answer I
and
wanted.
going on. Like you don't have to go off script. If you go off script, you put your head down to run.
I think you're thinking off script a little bit different than I am, bro. What I'm talking about is specifically when, let's say, the plan, the play that you called has been broken up from the get-go, broken down from the get-go. You got to find somebody, right? And sometimes it's called carrying the game on your shoulder. That's what it's called. And he doesn't do it enough. We saw it. We saw it once in his career here. That was against that Ravens game where we were down by 30 and we came back in the fourth quarter and he had a hell of a fourth quarter. That's the one time I've seen it. Since then, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, Tua needs to lead this offense, not be part of it.
Exactly.
He needs to
And
be able to make
he's
those-
got
That
to
will be the next
if
level.
McDaniel
Right,
calls a
Joe.
play
That's
and
the
he
way to
doesn't,
sum
he's
it
not
up.
comfortable with, he's got to be like, hey, I got to change this.
Audible.
Yeah, hey, I
field
want to add
goal.
to Ali's point because I think what he said was probably one of the best answers we could probably come up with up here. Listen, he needs to get the ball out and stop playing hero ball. He needs to play for the next down. Even if it's third and long, he needs to play for the next down and stay up. Okay, we can
Tua
talk about the
doesn't
Zach
play
Wilsons of
like
the world
that.
and Quinn
Tua's a
Ewers.
manipulator.
Listen, no,
Y'all
and he
ask
needs
him
to
to
take
back
more
to me. Do
ownership. Let me
something that's
talk.
not in his arsenal.
He needs to take more ownership of this offense, and he needs to lead guys. We've seen it happen a few times in his career. The thing about Tua is the things he's most consistent about is being inconsistent. He needs to be consistent. He needs to show up. And when someone's
Right,
not showing
consistently
up on the
inconsistent.
big
That's a good way
games,
to put it,
he
Bryson.
needs to get in their ass. Go look at
Thank
the
you.
Drew Brees and the Peyton Mannings.
Field
Go look at the
generals.
Tom Brady's. They're screaming and yelling at their teammates,
Bryson.
not laughing and smiling
Bryson.
and making jokes with
Taking
the
the
coach.
bull by the
He
horn.
needs to take
Bryson.
accountability and say, hey,
Tua
if
is
we
a
don't win,
ball
this is my ass.
distributor.
That's what he
Tua
needs to do.
Bryson, Tua is a ball distributor. I'm telling you right now, if Tua stays healthy all
So is
year
Drew
and he
Brees.
plays
So
the
is
full
Geno
season,
Smith.
exactly.
Geno
I
Smith's a
can
ball
tell you right
distributor.
now, 4 guys
And
on
Drew
our
Brees got a
roster that
ring.
are gonna have 70 plus catches. A-Chain, Hill, Waddle, and Jonnu. All 4 of those guys are gonna have 70 plus catches all year. If Tua stays healthy. He is a ball distributor.
That's when you lose the argument. You got to put a caveat when somebody stay healthy. You already lost.
But y'all
Same could be
now
said
you
about
see why
Joe
I asked
Burrow
that
staying
question.
healthy.
Good question, Chef Jew.
No, for real. That's why I asked that question.
You know,
And I knew
Joe Burrow
Ali. I
produces
knew
more when
Ali.
he's healthy.
Yeah, and see exactly
Joe
the
Burrow's
same
only
thing.
been healthy like what, 2 or 3 seasons?
He's been injured the rest of them. The rest of the other ones he
Right,
hasn't been.
which means
That's
when
why.
he's there, he makes the most out of it. So Joe Burrow can't be compared.
And that's where.
Well,
And
you
that's
got
what I
isn't
was
it the
saying.
same thing?
I'm
Isn't it
not
the same
even
thing?
gonna.
You
I'm not even
put
gonna
in the
comment on
caveat
that
if Joe
because
Burrow stays
Joe
healthy.
Burrow and Tua are not even fucking comparable. It's not even fucking close.
No, I'm not. No,
I'm
I'm
not
not saying.
comparing,
I'm
but I'm
not
just saying though,
comparing
you
the
got to put
two.
the caveat with Joe Burrow if he stays healthy.
Sure, but he stays more healthy
No,
than
but
Tua.
Cincinnati never always say that.
I'm pretty sure he stays up more than Tua.
I don't know what Cincinnati says. I'm never on their faces. So.
They love
Nah,
it.
I am sometimes.
Yeah.
They're not complaining about health issues.
Now y'all see why I asked that question, and I knew Ali was going to answer it. I knew he was going to answer the way I was thinking because that's the key that's going to help us get to where we would like to be at. If Tua can, if McDaniel can unlock what Tua can be, sky's the limit for him. And he has the potential. He has the intelligence to lead his team. I want him to be just like Dan Marino did with what's his name, Jimmy Johnson. When Jimmy Johnson called the play, okay, we're gonna run it. All right, he in the huddle. What he did, man, screw that. We're gonna do this. Be that guy. If you
Not
see
enough
something
trust
if you
for him to do that.
that's what I'm saying. But Tua is a nice guy. But we need Tua to be that aggressive, salty Tua. Don't give a crap, yo. You messed up. Get in Tyreek's face. Get in this person's face. Let them know what's up. That's when they're gonna
Chef
realize, oh,
Jew,
okay.
Chef Jew, you want me to tell
But
you
he's not
something?
gonna do it. He's
Chef
not gonna
Jew,
do it. What's
Chef
up, Pete?
Jew, I don't. You
Right, Chef
named Dan
Jew doesn't
Marino.
take the bull by the
If
horn.
Dan Marino early on in his career was dealing with injuries, I think the regime and coaching staff would have looked bypast it and never cared about a backup. They would have just been happy he's healthy heading into the season. Obviously, they would have tried to keep him healthy by whatever they did, but Dan Marino is a player that was so good at passing the ball. He didn't need a regime to think about a backup quarterback or ever have. Did y'all ever hear Jimmy Johnson or Don Shula's ever say they need a top flight backup quarterback?
Hell no.
Right.
John
You
Shue ain't
see
gonna
what
say
I'm
no
saying?
shit like that.
It's
He didn't even
Tua's
say that when
fault.
Bob Greasy was his
Tua could have
quarterback.
had all these injuries, but knowing that he's healthy heading into the season now, if they really believed in his game and his skillship and his leadership, they would have never came out of their mouth. They would have
I
just
don't think
said, you
Zach
know, we
Wilson
need
would be
to
on the
do a better
roster.
job. They would
Well,
have put
Pete, Zach
blame on
Wilson wouldn't have been on the
themselves.
roster.
Think about that. If Tua really was that guy, Chef, this regime would have put blame on themselves and says, you know, we did screw up. We got to get a better offensive line.
But what happened? But
Well, they
Pete,
would have never went
what
out
did
and got
Greer
Zach
say?
Wilson.
No.
Exactly. They would have.
What did Greer say? What did he say last year about the O line?
Tua said the same thing they said.
No.
I get the ball
What he
out quick.
said? Nope.
He said I
He
don't necessarily
He
like
didn't say that. No, he
we're not
definitely
worried
said
about
I'll
the
get the
offense.
ball out quick.
He said we're not worried about the offensive line just like you are. And what he did, and look what happened.
Yeah, that's what Griff said.
Now,
You're right.
now you want to go ahead and now you want to focus in your press conference. Now you want to focus on the O-line. When I'm listening to these press conferences, I'm listening to every word you're saying, and I'm holding you accountable to what you're saying. So if you say you're going to focus on the O-line this year, okay, let's see. He made a big signing with the guard. Okay, you drafted another person. Okay, so now you just need a left. But I really don't know why he signed Eichenberg. I thought Eichenberg was gone, but it's here and there. I
Chef
don't know
Jew,
why.
Eichenberg might end up being a better player than Jonas Salvanea.
Really,
No,
Pete?
that's cap.
Really,
That's
Pete?
He
cap.
knows the offense already.
Really,
Pete,
Pete?
he already knows the offense.
Cap.
So
No, that's
he got his third year
I
under
got
the
this.
offense.
Okay, so you feel he's gonna be better. Okay, so Pete, let's go last year. How did he fit in the offensive line last year, Eichenberg? Because
He
I've seen a
actually did
lot
all
of
right
film.
at center. He actually did
I've
pretty
seen a lot
solid.
of film. No. I think they did put him at. Thank you, thank you. Because he was
Yeah.
getting pushed around. He was getting pushed around.
He
He was
was, but
getting
he's not a
bullied.
terrible backup center. I don't
I'm
like
not
the
saying
signing
You're
either.
right.
I
He's
don't
not a
like the
terrible
saying
signing
backup
that.
because he's a bona fide starter. You're
But
right.
the
I
thing
agree
is,
with you.
exactly.
He's not a good terrible backup because he's a bona fide starter.
Well, no, he's
The
not a bona
thing
fide
was,
starter, but he wouldn't
Bona
start
fide
on
is a good
probably
word for them.
26 teams. There's probably 26 teams that wouldn't start him.
The way I
it's just the
seen
fact
him
that
move, I need to see him move before I
We
call
don't
him
win
better than
unless we
Liam
have
Eichenberg.
Eichenberg.
I don't know about that part.
We have no
I
shot
don't
without
know.
Eichenberg.
I
I'm telling you
disagree
right
with
now,
Crypto.
Crypto.
I disagree.
I know how Eichenberg moves when he's moving
So we got no
downfield.
shot without Channing
Aaron
Tindall.
Brewer literally said in one of the interviews recently, he doesn't care how big these new guys on this offensive line are. If they can't move, they don't fit the scheme. That's pretty
He's not
much what he
wrong
said.
though. If you
So
can't, that's
if
a West
Jonah
Coast
ain't
offense though.
moving
You
to
got to
that
move on a
second
West Coast
level, or
offense.
he can't
Jonah's the
move
fastest.
horizontal to help
He's
out
got
on
the fastest
screens,
snap off the line. That's why we drafted him.
You
and
got to
that's
be
why
able
we
to
drafted
move.
Liam
That's so
Eichenberg.
true.
That's true.
We traded up for
I've seen the
Liam.
film.
He's a
I've
We
seen the
perfect
traded up
film.
scheme
for
fit.
Liam. They saw
No,
all
the
that
only
talent, Pete.
okay.
They
Exactly.
traded up
Y'all
Ace
really know
Spots
why?
to get him.
We traded up for
Okay.
Liam, and now
You
they're
know
off of
why?
Liam, but we trade up for Jonah, and everybody wants to trust Jonah. No,
Why you
Liam
think?
been
Why
in the
you
game
think?
for 5 years. I trust him more now than I do this rookie coming out. How about that?
I gotta disagree with you
Yep.
because the only reason
It's
why
gonna be
the only
revenge
reason
tour
why
for
we got
Eichenberg.
Eichenberg, the only reason why we drafted Eichenberg because I remember Eichenberg when he was playing, he did not allow no sacks during his college career.
And
No,
right,
that's facts.
Jonah
That's
got that
facts.
same kind of thing about him.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
But
That's
see,
why it's different between the pros
right,
and college. Because when Eichenberg came here, what happened? He was getting
facts.
moving around. He was getting pushed around. It's a difference. That's the
No,
reason why we drafted him. Because I remember watching him
that was the
in his college career. Normally I don't watch nobody else, but when I watched the highlights and everything with Eichenberg, when he got drafted, I said, okay, he could do something. But now his arms is too short. He do have short arms. He don't have the extension to keep to push defenders back. He don't have that. His arms is short. You go look at his arm. His arm is short, and that's why a lot of defenders could get around him because all they gotta do is a swim move or push him back and make him run back into two or run back into somebody. Boom, the play is dead. So my thing is if Eichenberg can just improve or improve wherever position he's gonna be at, okay, cool. But I want to see him do better. That's why it'd be so hard on players and be criticizing a lot because I expect better. If you got drafted in the second round, which he did get drafted in the second round, I expect you to hold the high expectations and plan on the offensive line because we've been struggling with the offensive line for years. I've told people in crypto, you can vouch me and Shake and Ali, the best offensive line we had was the last time we had a great offensive line was 2016. I can name every player on that offensive line that played to the T. Yes, I know Ryan Tannehill got hurt, but that was to me was the best offensive line we had since that time. And that's why I want to see this offensive line be. Yeah, we know we're gonna give up a couple of seconds, but be dominant. Open up the running game. Get things going because even when the O line wasn't doing well, when Jalen Wright was in there, what he was doing. One thing I love about Jalen Wright, he don't give a crap if the offensive line is bad. As soon as he see that first hole, he's gone. He tastes it.
That's
He don't
cap.
sit there and
That's
wait his
cap.
30 steps.
That's
Oh
cap.
no. It's not
Jalen
cap.
Wright, that's cap.
No.
He has bad vision
Jalen
too.
Wright, no.
Y'all, Jalen Wright,
I'm
he has
telling you the
bad
truth.
vision. He has bad vision. There's a reason why
Trust
that dude
me.
couldn't see the field. I saw the film. He has bad vision.
No, Pete, you want to really know the truth?
Bro, the man has bad vision.
No. Nope. The reason why because his dad kept criticizing Mike McDaniel and why he's not using him. When Wright should have, and a lot of times I have to agree with his dad. He should have been in certain games when he can really don't run the ball and stand in
Yeah, but
plays. But instead, Mike McDaniel did not do
builds
it.
his vision is
Chef
by
Jew.
playing ball, is by
Yeah,
getting
Chef
snaps. I've
Jew,
been
you know
saying it
who just
time and time
recently,
again.
Bryson, you know who just recently came out right now and said that they even messed up because they had bad vision? Devon A-Chain. Devon A-Chain just admitted to not hitting the correct holes. He left yards
Yeah,
on the
that's
field,
fine.
he
But
said.
and he was one of our best
Okay?
players last year. That's fine. That's
Right.
good. I want my player to
Jalen
say that.
Wright
That's
was
a
doing the
leader.
same thing, dude. This is
That's
what I'm trying
fine.
to
But that's
explain.
how he's not.
And
He's
for
a
now, for
rookie.
his dad to be coming out and trying to gas up his own son, that's a locker room disaster. Now we're in a
And
situation.
that's why
That's why we
McDaniel.
drafted Ollie Gordon.
He needs
Jalen
to
Wright
That's
might be
what I'm
on
find.
his
saying.
way out if that's
Oh my
true.
AJ
God,
needs
you
to
telling me
find
That's why he
He
wasn't getting
done
any
way
carries.
better
He
since he's
wasn't
been
getting
here
every carry.
because we gave
Jalen
him the
Wright might be on his way
opportunity.
out.
I don't know about that. I gotta disagree with you on that one. I can't see that
Alexander,
happening.
if what you said is true, that his dad was on social media complaining about Mike McDaniel and all
He
this crap,
was.
that's a locker room problem, dude. This guy's gonna find his way out.
Because McDaniel
They don't know.
McDaniel
They don't
used
get rid.
that.
What are you talking about? Find his way out. They don't get rid of guys that have
Did
fucking
you
problems in the
did
locker room.
The man was
Bullshit.
shelved. The man was shelved. He was put on the rack last year.
Yeah, because they hate rookies. They've done it with every rookie that we've had since McDaniel's been here, other than A-Chain. And
How
he
you feel
earned
about
everything
Ollie
he
Gordon?
got.
You like Ollie Gordon?
I do like Ollie Gordon.
Oh, but he's a rookie. He's not going to get touched.
Yeah,
According
he
to
won't
what
get
you're
the
saying.
time he needs. No, he will not. He will not get the. I will guarantee you that he will not get
And
the
I,
snaps he needs. He's going to have one bad play, two bad play here and there. He's going to fumble a ball, and they're going to be out on that guy. And that's the problem with this fucking coaching staff. They don't let
but
guys develop like they should. A running
I
back
got
is one of the most important positions when it comes to seeing the field. And the only way you do that, you can't get that in practice. You only get that in game time plays.
What the hell you mean this team doesn't let players develop? What did they do with A-Chain? What did they
I
do?
literally said other than A-Chain. Literally, he's the
you just
only
said
one. I
other than
literally
What did
said
they
that
do
2
with Malik
seconds ago.
Washington?
He hasn't played that much. What are you talking about? Other than
He
punt
got
return,
better.
he's not played that much.
He got better late in the
Yeah,
year
and
making
he does not.
catches.
What
Yes,
he
he did.
literally, Malik,
Well,
you're
and what
proving
about
my
Chop
point.
Robinson? Chop Robinson did pretty well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
See,
That is true.
that's what I'm saying, Bryson. It takes. What I'm saying, Bryson, and what you're saying is I agree with you and Pete. I hear what y'all both saying.
They
He
don't let.
even developed Tua, Bryson.
Oh, wait,
Let's
hold on,
be
hold on. Let's
honest.
go back to Chop
How
Robinson. No,
about
fuck
that?
that. Let's go back to Chop Robinson. They had no other choice. We literally had practice squad players playing. That's why Chop Robinson was there. Now, he earned his right there. He earned his right, but they literally
No,
had no other choice.
listen. All I said was he improved. I didn't say nothing
No,
else.
he did. He did, but we had no other choice with Chop Robinson. And he was a dog. Don't get me twisted. He was a dog.
Bryson,
In
And don't get
CCRR, yes, I was, and then I saw the light.
Bryson.
well.
If
I'm gonna be honest
if
with you. How do you
JP,
feel about Mike McDaniel developed Tua? How about that?
I don't think he's really developed all that much comparative to what I
Wow.
thought I saw in college.
Now
I
you're
thought he
just
brought a lot out of him, but I also see a lot of mistakes that he makes consistently. Are you really going to argue with me that Tua's the guy that we drafted at 5? You're really going to sit there and tell me Tua's the guy that he developed perfectly and he's who we should have took at 5? Is that really what you're
Tua is
saying?
better than he ever was at Alabama. 100%, Bryson.
Bullshit.
He led the league
Bullshit.
in
I call
passing in the
bullshit.
NFL. He
I
led the
call
league in
bullshit.
passing in the NFL.
I
At the
call
height,
bullshit. I can't
at the
believe Pete's
highest,
up
at the
here
highest peak,
defending Tua. I
Bryson.
thought I would
This
never
is
see
the
this
highest
day.
peak. It
I
doesn't
love you,
get any
Pete.
better than this,
I
Bryson.
love you,
And
Pete.
he led the league in passing. So what
That's
he did in
cool. That's
college
all
doesn't
bullshit
even
to
amount
me.
to what he did
Listen,
here.
you know what
Bryson.
stats? You know how many
Remember, he didn't
stats
win a
those stats won
championship.
us playoff game? How many playoff games those stats won us? How many fucking playoff games? How many Bills victories have we won? How many divisions have we won because of those stats you're ringing up? How
You know
many?
what's funny?
No, show me the receipts. Show me the
I
receipts.
love how Tua
Oh,
gets
here we
called
go.
injury prone, but we tend to forget that the damn whole roster is injury prone.
Yeah, they are.
So why so Tua has to carry a whole backup team? He has to carry a
Yes.
preseason roster.
Yes, he has. He's
Well,
the
he's the main
quarterback.
quarterback.
He's a franchise quarterback. Yes, he
then
has
how?
to.
Oh yeah. Then I didn't
They
see
Yeah,
that.
called they
Was
yeah,
Joe
called
Burrow,
him
yeah,
they called him
yeah.
Bryson?
the
Was
left
Joe
hand of
Burrow a
God. So
franchise quarterback?
how come the left
Was Joe
hand
Burrow?
if he's getting called the
Let me
left
ask you,
hand of
Bryson.
God, then
Bryson, is
he
Drew
gotta
Brees a
carry him.
franchise quarterback? Is Drew Brees a franchise quarterback?
He's one of the greatest of all time. Yes.
Oh, he's one of the greatest. That man went like 5-6 years in a row, going 8-8, missing out on the playoffs. How great
And
was
was it
that?
because of him?
How
Do you
great
even
was
know?
that?
You don't know.
How great was
You
that
don't
run?
know.
How
You
great was
don't
that
know.
run?
What? He won a Super Bowl. Dude, no, get the fuck out of here with trying to tell me Drew. I know you're trolling me.
Joe Burrow,
I'm
last year.
I'm a
Joe
little
Burrow
tilted.
last year played the full season, led the league in
Get
passing.
the
He
fuck
missed out
out
on
of
the
here,
playoffs.
bro. I know you're trolling.
Joe
I'm
Burrow
not
led the
gonna
league
sit
in
here and let you
passing,
troll
bro.
me.
I'm just
No,
saying.
you're trolling. It's cool. You're trolling.
I'm giving you argument points.
Yeah, but
Argumentative
you're
points. I'm
trolling.
giving
You
them to
know
you.
you are. You know you're trolling.
How?
You're just trying to get the energy, and that's fine. I'm a passionate guy. I like to fucking get loud, but like, yeah, man, you're absolutely trolling, and it is what it is.
And I'm gonna always say this: you gotta let Pete be Pete. I've known
No,
him for
that's fine.
years.
He can troll. Just
That's
like
what Pete
target it
does.
somewhere else, bro. I ain't
We're
got time
gonna
for that
order
shit.
everybody some of your special cupcakes, Chef Jude, for
Hey
this
man.
session.
And just remember,
We're gonna make sure
don't
we
get
do
run
it.
over by the steamroller.
I just
Yeah.
love how it's
Exactly.
just
The steamroller's coming. Austin
I'm
Powers.
gonna be honest with you guys. I think if A Chain flops, we have one of the worst running back rooms in the NFL, and y'all don't want to believe me. Y'all really hyped up on these running
Nah,
backs
We
that
got
we
the
have,
best running
No,
and
I
they're
back
think
not
room
it.
Madison's
in
a
you got
the
to
dog.
put
Every
running
time
back.
Dalvin Cook,
Yeah,
went
yeah,
down,
Madison. Now
Madison
Alexander
ate.
Madison.
Madison ate. No, listen, Madison
Bro, that
ate.
was
He's
like
not a
4
number one
years ago.
guy.
That
He's
was
not a
like 4
number
years
one
ago.
guy. But listen, I played him tons in fantasy, and he has single-handedly won me fantasy matchups because I know that's not regular football. But I'm just saying, he's a dog. He is a great back when it comes to, if we're going to run these backs, in a circle, he's a good guy to have. He ain't a number one. He ain't a number two, but we got those spots filled. And he will be on this roster. If he's not, I got problems.
Hey, Joe Rex, I just saw what you did. You put in the comment section. You proved my point. Why I said what I
I think
said.
that's the post you were talking about.
Mm-hmm. That was
What
the
was
one I
your
was
point?
talking about.
He
What
back
was
in October of last year, he said, "Respectfully, Miami, 25 got to be involved more. You got a serious weapon that will open up the offense."
Told you. And his dad would be tweeting during the game as well too. And then McDaniel took that personal. That's why Jalen Wright wasn't getting so many carries and stuff like that. And now but if I'm Jalen, okay, prove Coach wrong. Show him something. Do what you do. And Pete, what I said he did, go look at the film because I even watched his game film when he was drafted. Every time after the draft, I always go back to do their highlights. When I say he finds the hole and busts through it, he finds the hole and he busts right through it. So I trust me. I watch my game films and I'm watching, and I pay attention to the small details of what he can do. So to me, I like Jalen Wright. I feel like he's going to be a great weapon in his offense. If he get like I think it was Bryson or somebody said he needs to get more carries and you can do more. I think something about being on the field more. You get better and stuff like that. But also practicing helps you as well too. It's all about practice. You got to develop yourself to get better when you're on that field. If you don't practice it, you never. How you gonna know what you need to do? If this defender comes at you, what you need to do? Okay, which way I need to go, or which way I need to go, and stuff like that. Okay, this side
so
broke down. Okay, I need to go that way.
so if playing in the games gets you better, how come all these players, so these young players, flop out?
Because we're not great evaluators.
Thank you. My point.
I mean, we could say that till we're blue in the face, man. They don't draft the right guys. They're too worried about free agency. I mean, you guys were arguing with me about how all these teams they build in the draft, and I was trying to say yes. You build your core guys in the draft, and then you go find that finishing piece. You go find a good deal on the free agency. I mean, look at the fucking Panthers. That's what they did.
Mm-hmm.
What
And
if
what are
we
they
pick up
doing? They just
What if we
they
pick
just
up
went down
Jadavian
2-0, and
Clowney
now we're
and
3-2.
Asante Samuels Jr.?
I
What?
thought you were talking about the Carolina Panthers for a second. I was going to say,
No, no,
hold
no,
on.
What
no,
if
no, no.
what
The
if we
poor
what if we pick up Jadavian Clowney and Asante Samuels Jr.?
I like
Hey,
that.
you know
I
how long we've
actually
been
like
trying
that
to
a
put
lot.
Javion Clowney? You know how
We're
long we've
not
been trying to get
done.
that
He
guy?
old
This is
as
what I'm
fuck
saying,
though.
Bryson. We're
Don't
not
talk about
done.
age and bring up Jadeveon Clowney. That boy
We're
older
still
than
not
fucking
done.
dog
This
shit,
roster's
dude.
not even close to being done. We're gonna make some more moves.
Pete,
Pete, I'm sorry,
dude,
bro, but
where's the
I don't
real
think we're
Pete
gonna
though?
get
Why
Javion.
you kidnapped that guy? That's not cool, man. Where's the other Pete at?
In Pittsburgh
I
with
don't know
Skyler.
this guy.
Because this is what you
Oh,
fail to
that's true. He
realize,
is muted.
Bryson.
Skyler's doing the
Last
revenge
year's
tour next
roster
year.
was really bad. This year's roster got
I
We
don't
had a
better.
Hall of
disagree with
Fame
that.
roster.
Listen,
Stop it.
I think
I was
this
told we had the
team.
best roster in the history of civilization. Stop it.
And
I
I was
think
And you
the
that
guys
one
are
telling
falling
team.
y'all
down the
that's a
same
Listen,
rabbit
terrible
hole.
I
roster.
think this team is actually really solid when it comes to the trenches, and I've been screaming from the hilltops for years that we need to build the trenches, and I think that's what they did. But the job is not done, and this is not a 500 team. This is a sub 500 team in my eyes.
It's like a 2-year plan, Bryson. This year and
Fuck
next year
that,
with
dude. We don't
Tua
have
is his
fucking that
final
time.
year.
We don't have time for fucking 2-year plans. What
He's
2-year
did
plans
that,
when we're
done that.
4 years in the McDaniel era? Fuck that, dude. Fuck that.
It's a
Bryson,
7-year
McDaniel has
and
plan.
proven
but
nothing. McDaniel has
It's a
Bryson,
proven
now
7
you
years.
absolutely
telling
nothing.
me
How long has McDaniel been here? 3?
4.
3 years.
4.
No.
Yeah,
Going into his
get the
fourth.
fuck out of here with that shit, dude. Not in this NFL. Maybe 20 years ago, sure, I'll give you that. But this NFL, that when you're not it, you're gone.
This should be his fourth year. This ain't his
Yeah,
fifth
he's
year.
going into his fourth. It was 22,
He's entering
23, and
his fourth
24.
Okay,
year.
whatever.
Yeah, Mike
So
McDaniel's
I
going
don't think
into
he
his fourth
deserves
now.
5 years. When you got some solid coaches that are going to be out there next season, and you win 5-6 games, and you're a top 4, top 5, whatever draft pick. Yeah, no, you don't deserve shit.
That's the same thing with the QB.
He's been all his draft picks were. Isn't it not fair? All his draft
it's
picks
not.
were
No.
stripped away. 2022, it was traded for Bradley Chubb.
No,
20
that
or
was his
whatever.
fault.
Yeah,
Tyreek
he's a
Hill.
He
part of
wanted
those
to upgrade
deals,
his
bro.
roster. He's a part of it. He's a
No,
part of
Greer
those
is the
deals.
most
That's his fault.
facilitating
but you
GM in
want
the
him to
NFL.
build a
You guys
team,
keep
and he's
saying
been stripped from
Chris
his
Greer
pick.
needs to get out of here. Well, if
He
that's
ain't
the
been
case,
stripped
then
of
so
shit.
does McDaniel, because he's even said the coach makes the laundry list. Not word for word, but the coach makes the laundry list, and he fucking goes to the store. He's the fucking housewife. He makes
How is
sure
he gonna
you got
build through the
dinner when you
draft,
get home.
Bryson,
Exactly.
He's
if
making
he's
sure you
stripped
got
from
milk
his
in the
pick?
fridge. You got your Miller Lights.
Well, he
Bryson,
He's
should have
making
told
sure
Greer to
you
go
get
get
Bryson,
everything
Tyreek
you
Hill
want.
5
then.
draft picks for
He shouldn't
Tyreek
have
Hill.
okayed it. Nope. He asked
The
Mike
Chiefs
McDaniel
build
if
a
he was going to get
dynasty with
Tyreek.
Mike
Is
those 5
okay.
McDaniel
picks.
literally,
McDaniel said
McDaniel
yes.
literally was like, went
And he was a
and
part of
watched
it.
film for hours. And when Tyreek got
Mike
on the
McDaniel was
phone, was like,
responsible for
"Oh, dude, you need
giving
to
away
come
those
here. You
picks.
need to come here. I can do so much with you." And
Yeah,
he's like, "Coach, I'm
a
already
rookie
here."
head coach has a lot of say now. When Brian
Exactly
Flores
our
didn't
point.
even have
Absolutely.
Brian Flores didn't even have
That's
a
the whole
say, and
point.
y'all expect
Yeah, he did.
McNary to have a
Brian
say?
Flores had a lot
Come
to
on
say.
They
now.
did.
Yeah, he did.
Literally brought in all New England guys. What the fuck are you even talking
Exactly.
about?
Pretty much
Why am
bringing
I even getting
everybody from the
mad? I don't even know.
Patriots.
I'm not
Bringing
actually
in New
mad. I'm just
England
He had a
fans
lot
has
to
nothing
say.
to do with running the draft picks.
No, you're crazy.
Draft picks were in Jabal.
Bro, yo, go
What?
to Pittsburgh and get that boy back, bro. I like that Pete more, even though you're
Bryson, I've
Greer,
known people for
Greer,
years.
and Flores went out
Dude.
because they couldn't communicate and collaborate, and now you guys are gonna go against that? Seriously?
no. There was more reason than just that why he got
Oh,
out of Dodge.
now it's to fit your narrative.
No,
Okay,
I ain't fitting no narratives. Fuck the narratives, bro. Fuck the
it
narratives.
is
I
what
didn't
it
even think
is.
we should have got rid of Flores.
So why did the
man.
rumors come out that Flores wanted Herbert? He wanted Jordan Love. He didn't
He
get what
wanted
he
Jordan
wanted.
Love. He didn't want Herbert. He
He
wanted
didn't
Jordan
get what
Love.
he wanted. So don't come
Yeah,
That's
with
only
me with
one
that.
that's
Miss
person.
me
one
with all that.
position.
That's
That's literally
one
one
position. One
fucking
person.
position.
Now,
And it was a
All the rest of the
marketing
team was
scheme on
built
why
for
now
they
the
got
Flores
field
image.
Tua.
goal went
It's because
wide
everyone was
left.
wearing
You hear
bags
that,
and said
Buffalo
tank for
fans?
Tua.
Wide
It
left.
was a marketing scheme. Like, do I gotta fucking tell you what 2 + 2 = 2?
God
No.
damn. That's what's up. Anyway, listen, guys. I'm gonna wrap this up. I
Dumb.
appreciate y'all for coming on. It's about to get late.
I
Hey,
love you,
listen.
for
Pete. I'm
hosting,
not
Jake.
actually mad at you.
Hey,
Whatever,
by the
man.
way,
Peace out,
Friday
guys.
will be drive time.
Yeah.
Friday will be drive time. So, Pete, appreciate you for coming through, man. You got any
We're gonna
shows coming
redo
up
the
this
draft.
week? I guess not.
No,
Okay. All right, y'all. Be safe. Fins up, and
Take care,
we
Shake.
out there.
Take care, everyone. It was
Yes,
great
let's
talking to y'all.
continue.
Fins up, everybody.
Hands up, y'all.
Fins up.